How is uh um um
I'm Tiger.
okay.
All right, getting right into it today, guys. How's it going? How was your weekend? We got a couple of random people for you today. Well, I mean, not random people, you know who they are. We got iDub, Styx, Rekieta, and of course, TheQuartering. Let me know how your weekend was in the chat. Let me see those bees bouncing. What are the copes for? Good question. Good question. So to start off real quick with this 1 minute clip from iDub. So no, there's trouble in paradise. Ethan Klein has not dropped the iDubbbz lawsuit. Let's see what he has to say. Important news, eh? Try to be as candid about this as possible. Just tells everybody. All right, let's continue though. Oh, it's muted. Never mind. He hasn't said anything important. It's only been 10 seconds. He just said he wasn't going to tell her anything candid. Or whatever.
Here's the important news.
Here's
Number
the news.
1, Ethan Klein has not dropped the lawsuit. Number 2, we've been actively dealing with it for the past couple of months. Number 3, I'm bringing it up now because now we have court dates, basically. And so, you know, it's becoming a lot more real. I'm not
getting too real.
Particularly surprised, but I am disappointed.
Why does he always look dirty? Because he's there's this comic I really enjoy where this guy has this abuse goblin. I don't know why this just cracks me up every day when I see it, but it's like he's this guy and he's talking to the therapist and he's like, "What? Why do you have it chained to the radiator?" And he's like, "It's an abuse goblin." And I don't know, it's this whole thing. But that's what happens is iDubbbz is the Anissa abuse goblin and he's in the abuse basement.
There really isn't much else I can say about the matter right now because, you know, it's legal. It's legal. So, yeah, we're going to keep pushing on. That doesn't change anything here. For the rest of the stream,
so that's about the extent of what he had to say. Now, a lot of people were questioning whether iDubbbz even knows exactly what's happening in his lawsuit. Of course, there's many cases of that, such as Frogan not knowing that their lawsuit was defaulted on with Ethan Klein. However, some people are theorizing that this was actually just part of the settlement part of the thing where they have to come up with like their apology video or something like that, and maybe he just didn't know what was going on. Now, Ethan actually came out and said on Instagram, because he's a weirdo, he's a boomer that uses Instagram to post all of his public messages instead of like Twitter or YouTube community tab or something like a normal person. He says, re the iDubbbz lawsuit. My one condition for totally dropping it was so laughably small and easy that you will realize that Ian and Anissa are just doing this for attention. So now this is the most likely situation here is that he asked them to say publicly that Ethan did not abuse his children, which seems like a pretty easy thing for them to do. And probably the better thing to do if they want to save what's left of their money. Of course, they can't do this because Ethan has to be the perpetual boogeyman in the Hassan verse, which is what Anissa and Ian are trying to ingratiate themselves into. I'm going to respect the Canadian legal system and not talk about the ongoing negotiations, but if you knew what I asked for, you would laugh at how silly it is. The truth is we already signed an agreement which they have reneged on. They're renegers. Well, that's a... They're reneging YouTube. Okay, let's just settle down. It's only been 4 minutes into the stream. And they reneged on and are trying to pull a fast one. So this hearing is for the judge to decide if they upheld their side of the agreement. They didn't. Oh, no. Oh, no. Could be trouble in paradise for iDubbbz and Anissa. We'll have to see how this goes. We got Go Margo with 10 jewels. I think that's like 10 cents, though. But who knows? We got SP Spellers for the goal. He wants more Disney adult content. We got Conspiracy of Everything with 5 subs. Reverse Hollow Charmander for 5 subs. And Conspiracy of Everything also recently got big thank you as we get into the Sunday show. I mean, it's Monday for me, but I guess it's like Sunday night for you guys. Now, to start off the night's festivities, we're going to be talking about Hungry Styx. And this video is just like completely insane. He's lost his fucking mind. And this is by Luther Morgan, Luther the writer. Go check out his channel. He was doing a really big stream before I saw. I think it has like 1,500 people watching it. He's doing some good stuff if you like the Jeremy content. Of course, we will get into Jeremy later on this show. But he's got a fantastic book, videos, and now live streaming. He can just do everything, apparently. All right, so what does he have to say about old Styxy boy?
Hey guys, Luther Morgan here, and today we'll be checking in on our old friend Styx Hexenhammer 666, the alcoholic bum pirate. And
now, the last time I saw Styx, he wasn't doing so well. He's like in the throes of dementia, and he claimed that he'd be dead like last year, so he's already doing pretty good, I guess, or better than you can expect. But all of these thumbnails, it's like he's got two t-shirts. He's got like the ketchup t-shirt and the Rick and Morty t-shirt. To be fair, you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand the 2024 New York meteor and amino acids in space video.
Guys, it is getting really fucking sad. So buckle in for this
By the way, it's
video
time.
here. We're going to be reviewing kind of what's been going on with him. You know, I check in on him from time to time, you know, for old time's sake. And it is looking rough, but he does have an improvement. He does have another shirt. So he has the ketchup shirt. He has the Rick and Morty shirt. He has his regular black shirt, and then he has the Plague Doctor shirt. So he's got 4 shirts.
Like, these are all like the cringiest shirts, but it's what I love about them is just how like radically different they are. Like, you've got the Plague Doctor, okay, like gothic and stuff, like nobody can complain about that. Then it's mixed with the Rick and Morty, and like, okay, getting onto cringe territory. Then it's just like the ketchup one. I put ketchup on the ketchup. I put on the ketchup. Like, all right, buddy. All right, buddy. We got Bob Tube saying Meme and Styx have one thing in common: same shirt every stream. Well, the thing is I wear the same shirt, but it's a different shirt every day. Okay, I just bought like 10 of the same shirt, so it's not technically I'm wearing the same shirt every day. It's just the same style.
So you know, that's an increase of 25% in the wardrobe.
Actually, I should mention that the reason I have all these shirts that are the same is for plausible deniability's sake, is because I can just always claim it's a different shirt and I just have one shirt in my wardrobe.
Today we're going to be reviewing his video he put out called Childhood Food Nostalgia. Again, this was so depressing I couldn't put it on the live stream.
This one is actually very, very strange. Now, Luther was too much of a good man to broadcast this on live stream, but I'm not.
We did a few days ago. But it's interesting, though, is he still has his Patreon and Subscribe Star up. So I checked in on that. If you actually click that link on the Subscribe Star, it's actually a dead link. But he's still on Subscribe Star. So
oh, you know, speaking of dead links, this is going to be tangential to the TheQuartering. TheQuartering's website lapsed. So if you go to thequartering.com, which you pay for the memberships for, it's just completely defunct now. It's like the basic, like, you know, empty website thing. It seems like someone may have bought it. I don't want to say so immediately, but it looks like someone may have put in a purchase and it may have been accepted. We'll have to wait and see. That might be a very funny development that's coming up this week.
His current as of today, it looks like he's making $83 a month. $83 a month on Subscribe Star.
Hey, that buys some weed.
And he hasn't posted since 2022. If you look to the Patreon, he actually has $313 coming in from Patreon, has 100 paid members. So somehow these people like haven't forgotten to cancel, or like, you know, their credit cards haven't expired yet. And he hasn't posted on Patreon since 2019.
Hey, I mean, he must have known that COVID was coming or something, and he stopped posting preemptively because he'd have no free time after the coup fitting begun.
So when he talks about being a free man and he doesn't want to go to jail, basically, and that's why he's hiding out in this woman's apartment. It's like, what are you doing? Couldn't you be making content for your Patreon people, like your pay pigs or your dents or whatever? And if you go here to the Social Blade, it is looking fucking rough. He gets less than 200K views a month in the last 30 days. I mean,
that is actually very bad. Like, he's probably making less than $1,000 a month total. Like, if maybe $1,500 if you put in the Patreon and everything. That's what he's now. If you're unemployed and living in your girlfriend's bedroom, I guess you can make do with $1,500 a month. But that's a far cry from what he used. Didn't he used to be making like $10,000 on Patreon a month or something crazy?
That is just destitute. I mean, I get more views than that, and I don't mean that as a brag. I mean that as I'm a part-time guy. I post like maybe 2-3 videos a week, and I get more views than that. So it's looking really, really rough for our old friend Styx. So let's go back to this video here, and it's Childhood Food Nostalgia. Came out just a few days ago, and just buckle up, guys, because it's going to get depressing real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and hit play.
All right, everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit about food nostalgia. Yes.
I just love the beginning, the title of this, Food Nostalgia. Oh, I remember eating. I mean, I'm feeling some food nostalgia today because I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet.
That is foods that remind you of your childhood.
Okay, so like, obviously I was kind of being a little bit facetious there, but that is a very sad thing. Like, I mean, everyone has their nostalgia foods. For me, it's vanilla Coke. Whenever I drink vanilla Coke, I think about Giant Citizen Kabuto because me and my brother would go buy like a 2-liter vanilla Coke bottles from like the warehouse in New Zealand and just play Giant Citizen Kabuto all day, which is a fantastic game. But like, this is just like, I mean, that's just something that everyone has. But like to make a video talking about, oh, I remember eating Dino Nuggies when I was a kid. It's bad, bro.
That are cozy, that make you feel comfy and stuff like that. Apparently, autistic people have something called safe foods or something like that.
Sorry. So, you know,
Yeah, like this is why chicken nuggies are so popular. Actually, it's the if you're eating the Dino Nugs, then I've got some bad news for you, bros.
he's not autistic, but
The patented disconnect. I think we're back though. It went out. It looked like it tipped out for a second there, but I think we're fine. Let me know if the roboting starts and things. I think we should be fine. I think there was a brief F, but I think we're back. We're back. Yeah, good.
of this video,
That, at least I've heard that.
he's heard
It's
it.
like basically they're picky eaters. That's what they used to call them back in the day. I have never been a picky eater.
So just keep that in mind. He said, I was never a picky eater. Then he's going to go through all these foods that he doesn't like how the recipe has changed. But
Well, I
whatever,
mean, maybe he had late onset autism. That's a very common thing in the internet these days.
we'll keep that in mind as we keep it rolling.
To be clear, I've got a cast iron stomach, other than with escargot and oysters. I have a problem with certain shellfish, it seems. It's really a big problem because I do like the taste. And I want to try steamed mussels at some point. I'll probably puke them
Like, what is this? Do Americans really just have to like dream about trying steamed mussels one day in the future? Couldn't you just do this today? Like, I'm not sure exactly where he steamed hams. Yeah, there's a Simpsons reference in there. Like, just go buy some mussels and steam them. Now, this is like, if you know this, the deepest lore on Styx, this is probably him hearkening back to the days of living in Holland with his Dutch wife, an actual woman, not like the sailor's Dutch wife.
So here's my list.
He's a New Englander, but he doesn't like clam chowder, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry.
These are foods that remind me of being a kid, that make me feel cozy, effectively.
But do kids like really nostalgically think about steam? Like, oh, I remember when I was a child, my mummy would make me steamed mussels. This is, I mean, maybe if you are unironically European or Scandinavian or something, you would think about that. But like for an American, that's a weird thing.
So, autistic food preferences? Because everything about Styx, right, is never growing up, being a child forever, Peter Pan syndrome up the ass, right? So let's hear what like foods he's nostalgic for.
Number 1, V8. I've spoken
Like
of
tomato juice?
V8 multiple times on this channel. In fact, I'm probably going to get some later. I love V8. I've loved it since I was a little kid. I love it now. And thankfully, they're one of the few companies that never changed their formula. Because if you change it,
Is the secret formula just tomatoes? I mean, I don't know. I've never had a V8.
it's going to suck dick. I hated it when they came out with the low salt version.
Oh wait, now Luther's put on 1.25 speed. Now my now it's going to be like what, I guess it wouldn't be 1.5 because it would be multiplicative. Wouldn't it be like 1.35 or something?
It was right around the
We might
time
have to
my
slow
dad
this
had a
down.
heart attack. And my mom became obsessed with healthy eating. New Englanders should not
She became obsessed. No, you're watching your sodium because the guy just had a coronary. It's common fucking sense. But whatever.
generally attempt to make stir fry. Let's put it that way. I can make it, but not every New Englander can make it. And then we had the low salt V8, and I'm like, I crack it open. I didn't realize it was low salt at all.
It's like this. Styx's microphone is not doing very well, eh?
I didn't know it. And I tasted it. I'm like, this doesn't taste the
Turn it
same.
down a little
It
bit.
doesn't taste right. Then I checked the can, and I'm like, oh, that's probably the reason why. You have this problem sometimes. So
You just have that problem where you just start drinking shit before reading the label? Yeah.
V8 would be probably number 1 on the list. Number 2 would probably be SpaghettiOs. Yeah.
He needs to get Aaron in here to cook him up some good old-fashioned SpaghettiOs. A classic. Don't think I've even had SpaghettiOs. I think I've had like the alphabet spaghetti, which is like a ripoff of the alphabet cereal. But like actual SpaghettiOs, I don't think I've ever really had those. Am I missing something? I've just had regular spaghetti with like shitty tomato sauce or whatever.
Oh my god. SpaghettiOs, guys. Can you imagine liking SpaghettiOs?
I love
Hey, do not speak ill of SpaghettiOs. in the Rekieta household, okay?
SpaghettiOs as a kid. I still love them now. Again, another company that has not changed its formulaic sort of system with regards to its product. Thank goodness. If only Windows were the same, there'd be a better world.
Okay, Unk.
Is this like the C thing about the Windows? Like Windows, the operating system? Although very funny, I did see that Windows sent out an email saying that, like, okay, we're going to keep supporting Windows 10 because everyone's shitting on Windows 11. So, like, stuff on Microsoft.
Is he going to tell us that everything peaked with XP? I mean, not to Unk myself here, but Windows 7
To be fair, Windows XP was pretty based.
was the best.
SpaghettiOs are basically the
I don't know. Windows XP, Wait, which one did he say?
same as they
Let's
were.
go. But we have to
Not to
audit. We have to audit Luther Morgan's win choice on operating systems. I mean, he's not using Temple OS, so we already know he's got the losing choice. But let's see.
Myself here, but Windows 7 was the best.
Nah, XP is better than 7.
SpaghettiOs are basically the same as they were in the 90s. They taste pretty much the same.
His camera is so bad, and the image is so fuzzy, but you can kind of see like there's just dirt all underneath his fingernails.
Oh my goodness! That's true. But like, I think it's not dirt. I think it's like blood, ironically, because like he like cuts his hand to make blood rituals to Solace, which is very creepy. That's why he wears like a leather glove in a lot of his videos. I think someone mentioned that earlier in the thing as well. That is gross though.
It's just perplexing because he never goes outside. He doesn't work a manual labor type job. So how did that happen?
I don't think that they changed anything. Good. Don't. That would be a bad idea. Third would be Cabot cheese.
Show finger. Like, is this the fingernail audit? Okay, here you go. Are you happy? I got to show them thumbs. You guys happy? All right. What is this? You got to confirm I've got 4 fingers, unlike Jeremy from that 3-fingered monstrosity that we saw, like, what day was it? Yesterday? The other day before?
I can remember going to Gillingham's over in Woodstock as a kid.
What the? Wait a second. Pretty girl? What? 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 It just cut my fingernails. What do you mean? 6 fingers good, 5 fingers bad. Delicate hands. I've got calluses on the inside of my hands. We're not going to do the callus audit though.
You could see it. You could see like there's just dirt under his fingernails.
And I would take a buck with me. This is back when $1 would actually buy something, by the way. So yeah, and I would get myself some Cabot cheese, the sharp cheddar, and they have these little blocks of them. They used to be 35 cents. I think that they're
Look, my hands are so soft, I have no idea what it'd be like to pick whatever your profile picture is, okay? Also, AG Biochemist. He says, SpaghettiOs and V8's yummy, lol. Yeah.
99 now, actually. Showing the strain on the U.S. economy, I suppose. And I really, really liked those. I'd get a couple of those, and then I'd get a soda. And, you know, you just wander around eating cheese and shit. It was...
But this is unironically like the Grandpa Simpson, like, onion in my belt thing, isn't it? Like, I haven't played this in ages. I suppose I can get away with it.
Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions because of the war. The only thing you could get was those big yellow...
Also, apparently Winston the Ego Respecter agrees that I have some dandy fingers. Okay, I don't know. This is some weird stuff, chat. Come on, what are you doing here?
Fun. It was a good time back in the 90s as a kid, even if you were poor, by the way. Because poor back then didn't mean the same thing that poor means now.
These are like these brain dead takes from an alcoholic wet brain pirate, where it's like poor fucking sucks no matter what era you're in. You can make the argument that poor is better now, because one of the things that actually has gone down is technology. So, you know,
agree and disagree with this point. Like, I think that there's like some data that shows that if you're on minimum wage back like 30 years ago, you'd be able to afford a house in like 7 years or something like that. So obviously with inflation, it's a bit different. But yeah, if you're poor in the time, you're always poor, because it's a relative term. But yes and no. Definitely the poor have access to all of these like luxury things these days that previously would have been out of their reach, like TVs and phones and computers and things like that have definitely decreased in price.
Poor people have air conditioning now. They didn't back in...
Not if you're in Europe, apparently.
Like the 60s. You know, poor people
so I guess
have
the Europeans
are
the real
poor people have
poors.
computers now. They didn't have that back in the 90s. Like, he's just absolutely wrong.
Poor now means you're in the upper middle class and you can't afford Wonder Bread and shit like that.
What the fuck is he talking about? If you're in the upper middle class, so you make, let's just say 70, 80 grand a year, you're telling me you can't afford a loaf of bread?
Yes, it's that bad. It's that bad.
You know, this is why the viewership has gone down. Is like these takes are just not that good.
That's another thing that I liked as a kid. I loved fluff sandwiches. I can't stand them now because I don't eat sweets. But you would simply put the fluff in between 2 slices of bread. And then
This is like some Australian fairy bread stuff where you put it like the fluff. Is that like marshmallow fluff or something? Like fairy bread, if you're unaware, is just like literally margarine and hundreds and thousands of sprinkles. I guess Americans maybe don't know what hundreds and thousands are, but it's sprinkles, right? Sprinkles and butter is on bread is fairy bread. It's an Australian delicacy.
would eat it. Ta-da! That's all you do. PB&J is okay, but fluff was better. Fluff was also good with peanut butter, actually, just saying. Another thing that I really liked as a kid was celery stalks with peanut butter smeared on them. And
Oh, I remember eating those. That's like top tier mum like healthy snack time, right? The celery sticks with peanut butter.
I still love that now.
Just look at the fingernails. I'm sorry I keep going back to that, but it's distressing every time I see it.
You get
Those are pretty bad. This is like when you're in a movie and you're trying to make your villain look like he's decaying and you start adding these red lines around the thing. Like he'd probably literally just falling apart, I think.
protein, you get your crunch, the celery's hydrating as well. Really, really good. And of course, then there's my parents' cooking. Like tuna.
So this is where we get into the fucking depressing part, guys. He's emaciated. Like he looks like a guy who just came out of a prisoner of war camp. He looks like a guy that's been like trapped in a basement for a month. You know, he looks like a guy that's been in a castle under siege. You know, he actually looks like a scurvy-ridden pirate. And he's living alone in a
Hey, that's like the thing. He's living the dream. You don't understand. This is the reality of being a pirate.
spare bedroom of a mentally challenged woman's apartment. And now he's missing his parents'
I mean, he could have just said women, though.
cooking.
Noodle casserole by my mom. I've always loved that. Or shepherd's
Slow it
pie.
down a little bit.
And my dad's soup, tomato basil and potato leek and things like that. Their cooking was always good.
Why don't you go home? Why don't you go home for the weekend and chill with your
Yeah, have a good week. Is this just unhinged like things? Thank you. Oh my goodness.
family? You can't because you're on the run from the law.
I always liked that. So those are cozy recipes as well. I would say another one, beets. I love beets. And I can remember as a kid.
This N-word eating beets? He's eating beets? What, in the movie theater?
Getting baked beets fresh out of the garden. And
What is
they were
this?
just wonderful. I mean, they tasted 10 times better than any beet that you're going to get in the store. And even those are good when you bake them off.
This is actually like, what is this? I remember eating beets. We had to tie an onion to my belt. It was like, is he just completely gone now? This man used to write grimoires of demonology on Amazon, and now he's talking about eating garden fresh beets as a child?
Take them off. You mean bake them in an oven?
Beets, I would say, is probably on the list. Also, I would say sushi, because the first time that there was a place that sold sushi in Rutland was when I was 14. And
Okay.
We went
Zero
there,
out.
and
Regaling us with the tale of sushi in Rutland. The gas station sushi.
I got
Not the gas station sushi. Oh, no. Look, if you can't see the ocean, don't eat sushi.
sushi. And I had never had it before. I mean, I had never really
We're
even
speeding
thought
it
of
back
it
up
before.
again, folks.
And I thought it was great, actually. And this wasn't even like a high-end place. This was like a low-rent, Chinese-owned sushi place. And it was great. Another
Chinese counterfeit sushi? Terrible.
thing that reminds me of my childhood would be the Super Dog at Seward's, which sadly no longer exists. They went out of business. The owner, I believe, decided to simply call it quits and never transferred the business or anything. So now it sits derelict. It's really, really sad because their
Why
hot
don't you open a restaurant, Styx, and do something with your life?
dogs were amazing. I loved the Super Dog, especially with chili on top of it. It was great. And their steak fries were amazing too. It was classic diner food, but it reminds me of my grandfather because
See, this is now we're really getting depressing. Where it's like I miss the home cooking. I miss spending
It's a
time with
little
my
bit sad.
grandfather. You know, he's so malnourished that he's going back to like these food, like nostalgic for food. Like this is what people in prison do. Is they reminisce
Is it?
about home
I think
cooked.
prisoners eat better than Styx. People gain weight in prison. They're like using their commissary to buy M&Ms and shit and peanut butter so they can bulk up.
meals, or if you've ever had to travel a lot, right? You're living out of a suitcase. or you're a trucker on the road a lot. And there was a period of my life when I was traveling a lot for work, back and forth. And yeah, you just miss that. And he doesn't have that because he's living on the run from the law and he's malnourished. So he's thinking about food.
Every week we would go over to Seward's or the Chinese restaurant, which is also gone now. With
Everything's gone. You know, you can't go home again, Styx. You got to move on.
my grandfather.
Is this just deserved? Is this what happens if you consort with demons? I mean, I would like to think that people don't benefit from like consorting with demons, except was it King James or something summoned all those demons to build his castle, which is kind of base actually. The one man that got away with abusing demons and like lives to tell the tale. Like, but I feel like you get what you deserve playing around with these dark, chaotic forces in chaos magic. This man was celebrating snowstorms in, was it New Orleans, and like judges just mysteriously dying, and he was blaming, well, not blaming, but he was claiming credit on it because he was summoning Stolas to get them. This is what happens. The chaos magic corrupts you. Don't you know that? That's basic storytelling.
And we would all
That was
have
King
a good
Solomon?
meal.
Yeah, King Solomon.
One time I had this thing.
I don't know the Bible
It
very
was
well, to
called
be
the
honest.
pig trough, if I remember correctly. And it was literally a wooden trough. This reminds me of my childhood, trust me, for multiple reasons. I'll get into that in a moment. It was a wooden trough, and it had 4 scoops of ice cream in it. It had all the flavor. It was basically a gigantic Neapolitan with banana and chocolate syrup on top. And one time I went to Seward's and I said, I just want the pig's dinner, basically. I want the
So it's a banana split, just in a wooden container instead of a glass container.
pig trough.
Just give me a big fat trough. Like, this is fat people language, but Styx is the skinniest dude. I think we did this actually when I was a kid as well. Like, instead of having birthday cakes at some point, my parents would just get this big tub and put like a big block of ice cream in it, and they like would put all this like random shit in there, and it was like a big trough of ice cream and shit. It was actually pretty tasty. Like, it was a fun thing to do, honestly.
And I didn't even eat a regular meal that day. That was the same exact day, and this is one of the reasons why it reminds me of my childhood. This was the same exact day that I destroyed those carpenter ants by dumping red ants into their colony and letting them
Wait, what?
fight it out.
He's using the globalist policies of bringing in a bunch of immigrant ants to destabilize the base ants. What does he mean? Oh no, not the illegal immigration ant techniques. This is forbidden globalist technology. Holy shit. It reminds me of that clip from Arrested Development where is it Job or the father that's in prison and he's stamping on the ants and he's like, "Die, you little black bastards." And then he gets stabbed later in the episode. It's fantastic.
That was a great day.
Holy shit.
Whoa, buddy. Who else is getting really depressed, huh? Remember the days when you could just have a banana split? You can have a banana split.
I mean, this banana split story was fun, but I think the ant story is more interesting, Luther.
Now, you can go to the store, get ice cream, bananas. You can eat it out of a wooden box if you want. It's still there, but you can't afford ice cream.
I think someone said, wait, hold on a second. Here it is. Little Sainty with a 5 says, someone give this man some oranges. Unironically, he does need the oranges. What are they for? Preventing scurvy. Is this ADHD story time? Yes, it is, I guess. And have I had catfish before? I have. But I had to go to a restaurant specifically for catfish. Catfish sounds delicious to me, but apparently it's like poor people food in America. But there was like a Louisiana-style Cajun restaurant in Osaka that I went to specifically to get fried catfish because I wanted to be able to say that I've tasted fried catfish.
Man, I wish I could do that one more time. I'm serious. I don't get nostalgic easily. But there are certain...
Bullshit.
I mean, this is a 25-minute video on being nostalgic about eating.
This is the ultimate copium, Styx. You want to be a child forever. All you have is nostalgia for the childhood, and you can't let it go. You have to let it go. One door closes, another door opens.
things that...
No, but the thing is, Luther, is they're not doors opening. They're trap doors opening. And now he's... and now he's stuck in a purgatory of his own creation, like every lolcow. I mean, this is like a repeating story, isn't it? They always make these little bamboozles for themselves, and then they suffer from it.
Remind you of your childhood and stuff like that, and there are certain things that you wish that you could redo. I wish that I could kill those ants off and eat a trough of...
He wants those little black bastards to die. The ants, okay? He's sending in the red ants to destabilize the economy of the black ants in his backyard. Like, where does a child get a giant collection of red ant or carpenter ants to just like the hardworking carpenter ants that are building society, and he's just sending in the fire ants or whatever? Like, how many does he just have these arsenals he's ready to deploy?
A literal trough of ice cream one more time. it would have been funny. They also had really
You can eat ice cream today. Just go to the shop.
good root beer floats. Yeah, they had really good food. I mean, it's a diner experience, but
You know what's funny with root beer is that Japanese people hate it. They think they just can't drink root beer because I guess like there's a childhood medicine they all hate that tastes like root beer or something. Is it the sarsaparilla root? Is that the flavoring? That's what all medicine tastes like in Japan. So they associate the taste with medicine. They can't drink it. They all go crazy if they drink root beer.
who gives a
What's wrong with the diner experience? Like most people eat at diners. I don't. Yeah, it's not fine dining, but it's still good.
shit? There are all sorts of things that remind me of my childhood, not all of which are fun. Like the time that I skinned my knee. Yeah,
You're regaling us with the amazing times of I fell down.
Hello, stream chat. I used to have millions of subscribers and views and $10,000 on Patreon. Do you remember when I scraped my knee? Oh my goodness. Knee bros, no.
This is like the also like weird, bizarre dimension where memories that everybody has, like everybody as a kid has an injury. Everyone fell down, scraped their knee, busted their elbow.
Not me, I was perfect. I never fell down once.
You know, when their parents told them to put on a helmet, or they didn't put on a helmet, or they had a broken ankle, or they broke their arm. Like this doesn't make you fucking special, Styx. Like everybody has this experience in their life.
fell down once. Actually, I've still, I believe, got a small scar here. I fell down once, actually, when I was coming down the hill towards home from school, and I took a spill, and that was not necessarily the best day. Although I think that
That was the worst day of your childhood. You fell down.
I played with Legos later, so that's okay. That reminds me of my childhood, but that's
Oh, this is just straight up autism. I fell down, I scraped my knee, but then I played with the Legos. That was a good day. What is this? What is this video? Like, what is the point of this? Is he just out of things to talk about, or is he? I guess it's just the insanity, like slowly creeping its way into his brain, the syphilis or something. You know, in my opinion.
not a food. Yeah, there are plenty of memories that I have. I wish I could do a larger video of some of my childhood memories, actually, because some of them are really
That's all he has left, or childhood.
Wait a second. We're gonna audit the stream for a second. Only 100 likes out of 500 people watching. Don't make me tap the sign, guys.
Hit like if you like the show. If you don't like the show, don't hit like, or hit thumbs down. Be like, this guy sucks. I don't mind. But if you do like the show, hit that like button. It really does. I gotta remind YouTube that I'm here. They are not distributing things out.
Yeah, that's what's happening there, Nick. All right.
Memories. Isn't this fucking sad? How about memories with you playing with your child? What about that? And that, you
I
could
actually forgot that I forgot that Styx even had a daughter, but he does. Is it more than one child? I'm not sure. I think it's just the one.
take her out for ice cream. You could take her out for hot dogs. You could introduce food to her. Sad.
really great.
Pathetic.
Some of them are really terrible, and then some of them are just innocuous fun. As far as food goes, though, I was always spoiled as a kid.
Yeah, yeah, we can tell. We can tell you were sheltered and coddled, for sure.
With regards to food. You fish sticks and crinkle fries.
Like, what happened? What happened to? Now I'm going into boomer mode. What happened to just putting food in front of children, saying this is what dinner is, eat it or go hungry? Eventually, the child will become so hungry that they'll eat the food. Like, you don't have to baby. Like, I mean, they are children, but I guess you don't have to baby them.
Standard 90s
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, this is perhaps contender for best comment so far of the stream. Fish sticks, nice.
food for kids. I got it all the time. I was
Oh my god, let's bring it back a couple of frames and look at that hand.
food for kids.
That's pretty
Right
gross.
there,
Pretty
look-
gross.
The video quality is shit. Look at that. Look at that. That's fucking disgusting.
I got it all the time. I was a very happy child.
Yeah, too bad you never grew up, huh?
And I liked hot dogs and
The way he says that is so funny. Like, I was a very happy child. It's like I guess not everyone has happy childhoods, but like it's just such a funny thing to say.
till
He's gay. He likes hot dogs.
mom surreptitiously began buying the turkey ones.
Okay, I could agree with them on that. Turkey hot dogs do fucking suck.
I've
Which
never tasted. What does a turkey hot dog taste like? I assume turkey, but like, Americans have all these different turkey inventions. Like this just doesn't exist around. Like I've eaten turkey before, but like turkey ham or pastrami, whatever that shit is that Americans or turkey slices. I don't know. That just exists everywhere in America, but it doesn't exist in other parts of the world.
No flavor at all and taste basically like boiled cardboard. And I had wondered for a couple of years, actually, like, what the fuck's wrong with these hot dogs? Why don't I like hot dogs anymore? I thought there was something wrong with me.
There is. There is.
My God, my tastes have changed. I can't eat hot dogs anymore. Then I realized what the actual problem was.
You just eat food without reading the label.
And I said, you can't do this. You can't do this to me. If you want to eat the tofurkey dogs, you go ahead and do that, but I want the old...
The globalists are forcing you to eat the tofu turkey. That's what's happening here.
School, mixed up, it's just a pile of meat that's been slurried around, gelatinized, and put into a casing. I don't care about health. If I'm eating a hot dog, it's not...
Like, hot dogs are literally always made of the garbage part of animals. That's the point.
Not going to be health food. It's never going to be health food, and I don't want it to be health food.
Speeding us up.
I want to use another Simpsons clip where they show you what hot dogs are made out of when Lisa's going vegetarian, where it's just like all these like shoes and chickens and pig feet and things like that.
I want health food, I'll get a salad or something like that. Which reminds me of one more food that I tried as a kid that I really, really, really liked.
Oh no!
I was at Billings Farm actually, and they have some outdoor stuff that they do, and they have salad available, and it was dandelion green salad with ranch dressing, and this is the only time in my life that I've ever liked ranch dressing. Oh, it was delicious.
This is amazing, thrilling content, isn't it?
I'm enjoying it.
Talk about the first.
I'm liking this. If you guys are enjoying the food regalement stories, press 1 or B's in the chat. 2 if you want to move on to the Rekieta stuff.
Time he had ranch dressing.
We're almost done with
because
this.
he's hungry. It's because he doesn't have any fucking food, and that's why he's reminiscing about all these food.
People love the food stories.
And I also find it
Look at those
interesting
bees fly.
that most of these stories are with him and his family, and he doesn't seem to understand that it's not necessarily the food itself; it's what you were doing when you were eating food. Like, you permit me a small anecdote. Like, I remember there was one summer, my siblings and we would always eat like Tostino's pizza rolls. It's because we were young. We were young enough to where we'd be, on our own, but not old enough to cook. My parents didn't want us turning on the stove or the oven. We burned the house down. So we ate some of this stuff. And you're kids, it's not healthy, but it's better than the house burning down. It's not that you're nostalgic for Tostino's pizza rolls. It's
See, what Luther Morgan needed was a house Aaron who can just make you SpaghettiOs anytime you need.
It's the carefree summers, playing video games and watching TV and hanging out. That's the part that you miss, not necessarily the food itself.
But this is what Styx can do right now. He doesn't have a job. I guess he does do these uploads, but like, how long could that take a day? He can play video games all day and spend his summers whiling away his time. But this is what a lot of YouTubers do.
He doesn't understand that. It's not that you miss the food. I mean, obviously the food is part of it, but you miss the time with your family. You miss going home.
Oh.
He can't.
I mean, these are some facts though. Like, this is for real. This is sad when Luther breaks it down like this. Can't he just let us laugh at this person who's clearly has dementia in peace?
See that.
So for some reason, it just goes with the dandelion. Otherwise, I usually use a vinaigrette. I like raspberry vinaigrette best. Yeah, that reminds me of the raspberry vinaigrette that they used to have in those salads in the Netherlands. But then
whatever happened to the Netherlands, Styx? Whatever happened to that?
They switch. And they stopped putting the apple chunks in there and started putting...
Here's a berry segue for you. If you've ever looked this up before, if you haven't, it's pretty crazy. But the way they harvest cranberries is they basically just fill up the fields with water because the cranberries float. And then they just skim the cranberries off the top. But what happens is all the wolf spiders in the entire cranberry field, they start to float as well. And they want to get out of the water. So if you work as a cranberry picker, you get covered in spiders, like thousands and thousands of spiders, apparently. It's pretty creepy stuff, apparently.
In pear instead.
See, remember at the start of this video, and this is why I had to wait until the very end, because it got funny. Remember when he talked about autistic people are very, very specific about their food? And he says, well, I'm not autistic because, I eat a whole bunch of stuff. I have a cast iron stomach. And then at the very tail end of the video, he's complaining that there aren't apple chunks in the vinaigrette. Self-awareness? I don't think so.
Probably as a cost-saving measure. I was really sad about
this emaciated arm.
About that.
He needs to go on the butter diet with Melanie Mack. We might have a quick look at her when we get to the Jeremy stuff.
Also, it had walnuts on top. So that became a problem when my tongue swelled up. I decided that I would switch to a different salad. That's about all.
Yeah, so he's reminiscing about.
All right, that's about the extent of this. So we'll move on in a second. We got yes, I know, I saw guys. Jeremy Wormy Raid, thank you very much. We also got Predom Corp saying 3 months, suffer bish. We got many content gifting 6 subs and Max Resist with 10 subs. Let's fucking go. Speaking of trains, we're moving on from one retard to the next. Oh wait, hold on. We got Manny there with another 20 rupees. Thank you very much. Next tard on our list is me, actually. I went to Disneyland and I put out a Disney adult vlog. If you want to see it, it's available for YouTube members from 24 hours from now. But because I know that not everyone is a YouTube member, or they just subscribed on Kick or something, it's an unlisted YouTube video. It's in the pinned comment on both YouTube and Kick. You've got 24 hours if you want to see this amazing content. Hello, friends. It's me at Disneyland. And you know what? There's a surprise twist. You'll never guess what happens in the surprise. Or you can't see it. It's pixelated. Maybe it's women. Who knows? Just it's in Japan. Who knows? But yeah, that'll be available. If 24, you got 24 hours to watch it as a non-member, then it's members-only content. All right. We'll move on to the Rekieta stuff. The Rekieta / Scarlet / Ralph, I guess. They're all putting these retards together. All right, so I'm going to move this away. For some reason, this fish appeared on my desk somehow. So Rekieta, going back a bit, says, Wednesday plans. Hey, guys. I was going to do a stream last night, but I fell asleep at like 10 p.m. This is probably because I got jealous of Lady Rekieta's new ink and got some for myself. Taking the kiddos to a birthday party that, in proper fashion, will take all day, and then I will stream tonight. We're going to have to cover this Andrew Wilson versus Stu Peters debacle that happened, as well as Candace Owens and her explosive video. Well, it sounds like a Jeremy post. Now, some people are, but first of all, this is pretty cringe. He's like, oh, my wife got a tattoo. I took her to the tattoo convention and she got the tattoo bull hit struck again. But I got to get one myself. Now, some people are saying it's this tattoo. I don't know if it is or not, but there's a few little fun details here. If this is Nick's tattoo, then this is his 3rd flower tattoo. But very fun. You've got like, I think it's like Liberta up here because he's a Liberty maxing, but it's in the colors of Jamaica. There's fun little details. Now, there was a post on the Kiwi Farms by Rodeo Roadrunner. This is a fun one, actually. What do you guys think about this? My theory is that Nick and Kayla went to the tattoo convention thinking that they would run into April again. They would use this opportunity to try and get April back into their little throuple, since Nick can't contact April any other way. Just seems like a very Nick move to go and stalk the place where he had his former drug whore branded with a tattoo in the hopes that she would be there again. If you agree with this theory, press 2. I think this is a fun one. I like this one. That's my headcanon. Now, moving over, we got Doompill over on Twitter, and he says that Scarlett has, this is her, obviously Scarlett to a stage name, Scarlett Hampton appears to have immediately made bail and not currently in police custody. So she was arrested like a couple days ago, and at the time, everyone was wondering if Ralph just straight up murdered her, which I didn't think was the case, but it was kind of a fun little theory. I was like, all right, that's very fun. She's like disappeared for 3 days. She's clearly terminally online. How could she not be posting? Well, it's because she was in jail. She got arrested of having, I think, 28 grams of cocaine, which obviously put Nick to shame because he only had, 26 or something? Terrible, terrible. But she's made bail. I think it was like $30,000 bail. So she probably paid 10% of that, $3,000. But she's not in Minnesota, so she could be in trouble because apparently there's some other states actually prosecute people that get arrested. That's crazy. Now, Nick was obviously very concerned about the safety of random skinny blonde women who look like crack whores. So he was talking about this in his either locals or one of the Devilverse Discords. I'm not sure. Is she still alive? I heard Ralph is back in Mexico. I legitimately think she may not be. Oh no. Somebody save her. Because no one has heard from her at all. Oh no. She's not responding to Rekieta's DMs. You know what's really silly? Is that you have these people like Rekieta and Jeremy who are messaging all these women that aren't their wives. And then when you point this out and say that it's weird, they're like, well, it's just having friends and stuff. I just like her because she's a person, That's what they say. But it's the only reason that Nick even talks to her is because she is a porn star or she was a porn star. And I think he even mentioned this later when he gets to his video, which is very strange. But that's I don't know why they can't see this. The only reason he interacts with this woman at all is because she was getting blacked on the regular on camera. Now, Nick was very, very quick to rush out rush out his 1 hour long YouTube premiering my video on Scarlett Hampton around 5 p.m. Central on YouTube. Come watch. Now, this was a YouTube premiere, which is a weird thing for him to do, because why would you just stream this? If it takes an hour to record and upload, why not just stream it? Now, it didn't do very well because people maybe, like the only really advantage to premiering a video rather than just making a video public is that you can get chat interactivity and like super chats. But if we go over to Playboard, apparently it only made like $5 in super chat revenue. And I think this is less than 10,000 views total. So it's like he made maybe $50 on this. But it's like a bit of a weird thing for him to put out. I guess because he's like an expert, but it's just totally pandering to the Dabbleverse. I think that's the entire point of this. And there was a few fun memes we had on the farm saying, trial streaming, legal analysis, political commentary, I sleep. Blonde whore arrested, that's some real shit. That's some real shit. Now, even people in Nick's own audience, because Nick likes to pretend that his channel is just like the legal stuff and all of the drama happens on like the other Dabbleverse adjacent streams. So some people are rightfully asking, who the fuck is Scarlett Hampton? A former adult actress. Who is Scarlett Hampton? Nobody knows. Nobody cares about this. Like, come on now. Now, Nick has been like, if you've been wondering what Nick's been up to, maybe he's been working hard on the 5K locals gift or something. I mean, it's right around the corner. 2 more weeks. Trust the plan, all that. He's just posting. He's just going fucking insane and like these wee. He's just wee posting in like, I guess, anti-Aaron discords. I don't know. Now, Scarebro posting saying, earning an income that can sustain a family of 7 isn't Rekieta's highest priority. You know what gets Nick to actually make content? Simping for another woman that's loose and easily plied with drugs. Kind of gets the old noggin jogger. Now, this is very true. Nick has talked about the virtues of using cocaine to get women to sleep with you. And if a woman has more cocaine than Nick had himself, then she's just the perfect cash, I suppose. Now, Ralph had something to say about this. This is the biggest simp video I've ever seen in my life. There's also a fun little one from Ralph, actually. You can see here. Kill stream. You can't cheat an honest man. Live tonight. And look at this. You've got Rekieta in his Baldo bunker. I just wanted to show this because I like this image of the rat. He's got his little glasses on. Oh, he's so adorable. Look at him. Little Rekieta. Let's see those like dancing rat emojis over on Kick. There it is. I knew someone would post it as soon as I showed this. There you go. I love that little guy. Look at him go. Look at him go. Now, something mysterious is happening in the Rekieta-verse, and that is that Nick has deleted or had banned an unknown amount of videos from his channel on the 26th of July. 313,000 views were removed. Using the archiving YouTube search for Rekieta Law, we can now discover what is missing. Perhaps he's trying to hide something from Double A Ron. Now, what do you think is going on here? Now, I think there was another theory that so these are the what is Nick deleting videos for? Now, of course, sometimes you get them removed from like copyright claims and things, and apparently one of these did have a copyright claim on it. But if we look at some of the video titles that were found to be removed, because everything's archived, like you can't hide shit these days. There's like every transcript for every YouTube video is still available, even if you private or delete videos. So it's very silly to do this if this is for legal reasons, which is what some people are assuming that he's up to. Now, here's the name of some of the videos that have been deleted. Peacock and Drex, is Nick even alive? That's actually a good question that's relevant today. This is from 6 years ago. Sophie Long's father, Michael Long speaks. Live, Big Brain on big legal topics. Josh and Peacock join me to discuss Twitch lawsuit. Real Law explains defamation, part 1. Now, there's kind of it looks like most of these, or at least 3 out of 5 of these, have Mr. Peacock on it. And if you remember, Mr. Peacock was... actually, I like Mr. Peacock. He was an interesting guy. He was like a lawyer with a mustache, and he would come on to Nick's Big Brain panels. But he got a real job, and then he stopped showing up. So I think like the most charitable interpretation of this is that Peacock reached out and said, look, I've got a real job now. Can you please unlist all of the videos that have me on it because of your drug association? I don't want to lose my job or something. But some people are saying that he's trying to hide everything that like makes him look hypocritical. Because like Josh, I assume this is Kiwi Farms Josh. And obviously Nick is very much a Josh detractor at this point. Now, some of these, there's also a few other kind of crazy things about this, which is, this is a post by Rekieta AI on the Kiwi Farms. It does look more and more like Nick Rekieta was hiding the videos due to statements that could have been made that could damage his lawfare against Aaron. One of the deleted streams, he talks about drugging one's kids with Benadryl, NyQuil, and whiskey. That's a very weird thing to say. I mean, I can understand Benadryl and Nyquil, right? Like that's like a recurring joke with parents. But like whiskey, that's like some Meet the Fockers shit. Now, Nick's own mother made him a wine baby, which is when you drink a glass of wine a day to try and make your baby a genius when it's an embryo or something. But it only works for men apparently, and this is just some French like nonsense science. So they're really playing fast and loose with the Rekieta's family over there. Another element is that they all featured Peacock, who stopped being an internet person when he got a public-facing job. Maybe people started questioning the association with alleged child dosing cuck and asked Nick to take them down. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know your theories in the chat. We'll say vote 1, he's trying to get rid of it because Mr. Peacock asked. Vote 2, it's because he's trying to get rid of everything that makes him look hypocritical, like agreeing with Josh, talking about illicit clips, those sort of things. And vote 3, if it's because of his mysterious child dosing antics. Interesting stuff. Now it gets worse. It gets worse for the Rekietas. We have a return of an old superhero, the Minnesota Public Records. Now, what's been happening in these cases against AA Ron is that they've been trying to find like this new lawyer, but they can't find anyone to defend them. And they've been putting out these little snippets over on Twitter and like into these like Devilverse Discords. Their mouthpiece Moody is like posting these things out, but they're only showing what they want you to see. So Minnesota Public Records decided to come out and post everything, all the details. Now, we're not going to go through all these documents today. There's a bit of a summary here. We have, of course, Scarebro is a fantastic page if you want to follow updates on the Rekietaverse. Courtesy of Public Records, Minnesota Public Records, our wife, Kayla, has filed pro se. Oh, no, wait a minute. Now, wait, let me see if I can actually find the screenshot of it where it says that. So this is in, yeah, there we go. Kayla Rekieta, pro se. They can't find a single lawyer to take their case. They're such obnoxious, annoying, broke people. Oh, well, thank you. That they can't find anyone. Now, Nick has said that this is Kayla's lawsuit. It's not his. He's not pulling them up, the puppet strings or anything. He's a good boy. He didn't do nothing. But like, then who's writing it? Kayla's not using Grok to write these lawsuits herself. It's just Nick ghostwriting. Unbelievable. Now we see, let's see, where is it? So, these are putting together very nice documents requesting the legal documents regarding Aaron's ex-wife, restraining order against Aaron, Aaron's recent criminal case, Aaron's HRO case against Nick, and HRO case against Melton. Furthermore, our wife, without any help from her cuckold, oh my goodness, I'm like actually stroking out right now. A champion of court transparency has requested that the hearing on August 24th not be allowed to be viewed publicly by... Just a second here. Just a second. I need to do some help. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I'm being inundated with sandwiches and I'm trying to work, but I'm being distracted by like these sandwiches and shit. So, all right, where was I? All right. He's requested that the hearing on August the 24th not be allowed to be viewed publicly via Zoom, citing my kids. The HRO petitions have already been obtained and disseminated on social media by independent parties who are not part of their case. So he's trying to cuck the content. That's what's happening. He's trying to cuck the content and show you a little sliver so that he can try and endear himself and ingratiate himself into the Dabbleverse tards who only care about seeing Aaron get destroyed because he's a bad man. Like, I still don't understand why Aaron is so interesting to them. I think that he's only really interesting insofar as how he relates to being the spaghetti master in the Rekieta household, but it is what it is. Yes, I'm being forced to eat sandwiches by Big Girlfriend. She's forced me to go to Disneyland, and now she's forcing me to eat. I can't be working under these conditions. I'm trying to do a serious show here. Well, I mean, that's very charitable to say serious. She's not actually big, though. She's very thin. All right. I think that's kind of the extent of the Rekieta stuff. But there was I'll read what Minnesota Public Records had to say. Let's see. To any extent that Nick may have had anything to do with creating or coordinating such releases to revel in all the attention. Revel on all the attention while hypocritically urging everyone to respect his slatternly puppet's privacy. I mean, I just love the language used here. The prevailing thinking was never interrupt your enemy while he's making a mistake. Besides, it's more interesting to pick apart which things were selected for his PR team to hide from the dabblers. That is true. It is very interesting to see what they've released and what they've hidden from these documents. Like how the record only reflects that the attorney Kayla attempted to retain turned down the case over conflict check, contrary to Moody's source claim that each of the two different approach attorneys independently turned down due to fear of being harassed. This is what they're claiming, is that they can't find an attorney because, I don't know, I guess Aaron's going to harass them or something. Or how a stalwart advocate for court transparency like Nick Rekieta is once again filing, via obvious ghostwriting, a written request that the judge cuck the content, or how that request was also denied in part. In how Melton has hired a real actual licensed doctor this time to support yet another written request to keep his case on perpetual hiatus rather than fight for vindication in the First Amendment rights like he promised. Why would they even bother leaving out any of this? It's true. So Melton's hiding from the toe. The Rekietas are either broke or nobody wants to work with them. And they're trying to hide you from seeing the Zoom meetings. You wouldn't want to see a Stoney's commercial during a court hearing or something over in Minnesota. But we'll have to see how this goes. I guess we've got like a couple of weeks before it'll turn out. I think that everybody kind of claimed that, or made the assumption that Aaron would lose this court case. Nobody thought that this would stick once it got to court. But now it's been going for over a year, which I think is longer than the duration it was supposed to be in the initial time frame. Somehow. So by Nick meddling in all of this nonsense, he somehow made a month-long Don't Talk About Aaron into a 1-year ongoing litigation where he can't get anything solved. It's very funny. But everyone assumed that this would resolve in the Rekietas and Melton's favor because, you know, it's an HRO that was filed by Aaron. So who cares? They're just talking about him in Vegas or something. It's weird, but it's maybe not criminal or anything, whatever like that. It's seeming more and more likely that it's going to be another win for the toe out of somehow. I don't know how this works. Like, this is just like some crazy shit. All right. I think that's the extent of the Rekietas for today. Let's go into the Jeremy segment. By the way, we just have a little statement here. This is everyone's been waiting for the Jeremy stuff, I think. It's another win for the toe. Now, we got a post here from one of Jeremy's fans, or a very funny A-log, saying, "Leave Jeremy alone. Leave him alone. He has more courage than all of the internet talking heads who were attacking him combined. Leave him alone. He's a good boy. He's a good boy." Now, we got a bit of a update on the weight loss journey. You can see here, took down his old gaming set and replaced it. Look at that. He's getting ripped. He's got his doggo there. He's got his Magic the Gathering toy collection. He's got his Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's got his SpongeBob claw machine. And he's got his seated dumbbell curling. I guess it's just a seated bench, right? Like, just stand up and do curls. Every exercise that Melanie Mac has given him is like seated things. Seated flies, seated overhead press, seated, I don't know, squats or something. Now, I've been wondering, actually, if Melanie Mac is trying to sabotage him intentionally, because, like, he's always referring to her as his kid, you know, like, she's just a kid, leave her alone, she's my daughter. Now, Jeremy is childless. He's eggless. He's shrimpless. Do you think that he put Melanie Mac in his will? Do you think that she stands to inherit the grand Jeremy fortune? Because I don't think that Jeremy wants to give it to his bitch-ass wife. He hates that bitch. He hates that chick. Now, he's got the ketones engaged. I think he bought like a machine. He bought like a machine to bleed so he could bleed and check his blood ketone level. Ketos engaged. Let the fat burn. Even though if you're in ketosis, if you eat over the calorie threshold, you're still going to gain weight. You can't beat those laws of thermodynamics, Jeremy. It's like watching a ticking clock. Time goes slower when you watch. Just put the days in before you know it, the weight will be gone. Trying to only weigh myself once a week. That's just bullshit, Jeremy. Like, come on now. Because every time he does a vlog, he talks about how he's down like 2 pounds or something, which is just water weight. He's just taking a piss and he's going down 2 pounds. I know it's a total lifestyle change and not just a diet. So hoping that helps my mindset. Look, the more you spend on a hobby when you get started in it, the less likely it is to succeed, in my opinion, because You're just buying these things so you can feel like you've accomplished something without actually putting in any of the work. Now, we have a little fun little detail here is the BMR calculator. By the way, BMR is like ridiculous. It doesn't actually really mean anything. It always makes you say you're obese when you're not. But someone decided to plug in Jeremy's stats. And it's not entirely correct, but we'll have to use some estimates here. Now, we do have this photo of Jeremy from the AmFest. Here it is. Let me zoom this in. There we go. Look at that. He's cryptozoological. His thigh is like the same width as Melanie's torso. But this man, but he is a tall dude. He's a tall dude. I think that he's got Klinefelters. He's Klinefelted because like some of the symptoms of Klinefelters is being overly tall and having big old birthing hips. This is the XXY. He's also a fraternal twin with his sister. So who knows? But I think that would explain why he doesn't have any children. He always likes to blame it on his wife, but he was caught searching for male fertility treatments in his search bar, so it was his fault. He shouldn't blame it on other people. Any hoozle. I love saying any hoozle, but now, by the way, it's like so much fun to say. Any hoozle. Jeremy claims that he's 6'5", which I'll believe, but he's like 300 pounds. There is no way. Because I am 6'3" and I weigh about 240 pounds. There is no way that this man weighs 60 pounds more than me. I refuse to believe he's a mere 30 kilos heavier than me, because there have been times where I've been like 10, 15 kilos heavier than I am now, and I didn't look anything like this. Because when you're tall, you can carry the weight, okay? You can carry that weight. But Jeremy's claiming he's 300. I think it's closer to 450 or something. I don't know. He's never going to step on a scale in his vlogs. But anyway, someone plugged in these stats, 6'3", this is a mistake, it should be 6'5", 400 pounds. So if he is a sedentary or little to no exercise, his daily caloric needs is 3,300. That's so easy to get under that, Jeremy. All he needs to do is eat under 2,000 calories and stop drinking, and he'll lose weight immediately. All of this nonsense is just... it's like the last cope of the fat people. It just is what it is. He's so big, like he is actually like a cryptozoological creature. It's quite bizarre to see his actual physique. Now, he had a certified Miller time crash out over the weekend. This guy was saying that Kino Casino was radicalizing a man into the terrorist. I don't know about that. TheQuartering says everything that this psycho is claiming is true, and I did in fact notify the FBI. He's not the only one. Their fans have shown up at our offices, harassed people at my coffee company, and more. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait a second. Did Jeremy self-felt here? I just noticed this. They have shown up at my coffee company. Well, wait a minute, Jeremy. The only locations that people have shown up would be Mill Creek, perhaps, or Javataza. But those aren't your coffee companies. How could this be true? Now, I think they went to I think Misty Mochi went to the Meta PC's location, but she didn't harass them. She was outside the building. So this is like a catch-22. They showed up at like Mill Creek, which isn't your coffee company, or they showed up at a location that like is currently unknown. It doesn't make sense, Jeremy. Oh no, you don't think he thought this through? Of course he didn't, because he was drunk. This has gone way past internet LOLs. It's been non-stop for months. These idiots are ruining their lives. And, by the way, every single one of these psychos I have on camera all look the same. Look, Jeremy, don't make me play this. Don't make me play it, Jeremy. Show me the fucking receipts.
Show me the receipts.
Jeremy has not once produced any receipts of these alleged psychos that are showing up at this location. I frankly don't believe any of them have shown up. Because Jeremy would be the first person to dox them, to show the mysterious beat-up F-150, the people going through his garbage. This is all nonsense that happened on Twitter, like hypotheticals with Bearing. And by the way, Bearing released a new video, which we're going to check out later today, which is very interesting. And it's all just imaginary. He's just claiming to be a victim. It's really strange because, like, I mean, this is another reason he might be Klinefelted, because he's very womanly. He has this very female-coded behavior where he's trying to pretend to be the victim in all of this nonsense. Predon Corpse with a 5 says, here comes the Jer Squatch with his feces. He thinks they taste like Reese's Pieces. He's a cryptid. Suffer, Jer Squash. That rhymes. That's so it must be true. We've got 10 jewels, which I'm still not sure exactly what they are. Apparently, YouTube is giving you bonuses if people give you jewels. I'm not sure if that's true or not. They sent me an email saying that's the case, but I'm not quite sure. Now, Luther Morgan, who we were checking out earlier in the stream and has been one of the stars of the Jeremy coverage, it says, I've already proven that you've never reported any harassment to the local sheriff. TheQuartering is so prepared to be the victim. An unhinged internet moron smoking a crack pipe or a troll making one video is enough for Hambly to call the FBI. If everything he said is true, then why are you responding to this guy's emails and Facebook messages? Why not block him? Look, you can't. You can't be reasonable here, Luther. That's not how locals operate. Now, we got a few others. We got a few other random assortments before we get into the other stuff. So TheQuartering says, okay, grill masters, I can never get chicken right on the propane grill. What's your hacks? Dented Tyrone says, use oranges. That's actually a pretty good recipe ingredient. Now we have an unlikely Jeremy A-log. William Shatner. Now, of course, not really, obviously, but William Shatner coming up and saying, how's your weekend going? Wouldn't that be funny if William Shatner's actually like in the chat? That'd be so good. That'd be so fucking funny. William Shatner, he's the OG. Oh no, you just awoke at the quarter pounder during a Miller time. Oh no, he's coming for you, bish. If you fuckers ask me about my weekend one more fucking time, I swear to God that I will end you. I guess this is what the Walmart looks like after Jeremy took a shot in the mart. It's looking like a Kumamoto Aeon Mall. That's rough over there. We got Yellow Flash. Now this is a fun little one as we get into something that's really crazy that Jeremy said today or in the last few days. In an unrelated note, Americans are spending far more than they can afford in ordering DoorDash. This isn't an income problem. It's a spending problem. Flash coming in saying, this is the guy who spent $10,000 on an RC dirt car track, used it one time, and then let the weeds overtake it. This is one of the funniest things, I think, in the Jeremy trying to make fun of people, because he's so childish, is that he refuses to name any of the people that he's trying to call out. So he'll say, like, Camelot is the failed race car driver, despite the fact that Jeremy's a failed RC race car driver. I mean, Camelot's at least on the circuit, Jeremy. He calls, well, we'll see what he says in a second. But this is a really crazy one. Hold on, I'm just going to move this sandwich away from my desk, otherwise it smells so good. All right. Now, this is a weird one that came out. Breaking news. Jeremy's known IP and phone number appeared in a data breach for Bovado, an offshore gambling site. Well, he used his wife's name. The profile was male. Let's have a look at this. Now, of course, it's been censored. I want to say, stop putting food here. I can't work. Take it away later after the stream. Thank you very much. No, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm being oppressed, chat. This is ridiculous. She's knocking over my lights and things. All right, where was I? File name for this gambling account: Heather Hambly. Gender male. Wait a second. Oh, no, wait a second. Does the wife exist? Is Mrs. Hambly Jeremy all along? Is it a Mrs. Doubtfire situation? Now, some people have suggested that he's doing this because he was banned, because he was trying to hide his gambling revenue from IRS. But probably the most charitable interpretation is that he's trying to get the sign-up bonuses. You know, like you sign up to a site, they're like, oh, we'll give you 1,000 or something extra credits because he's broke. But, I mean, it's confirmed he did sign up using his wife's name as a male. It's a weird... I mean, unless Heather's got a dick and she's gambling. I don't think so. Now, Jeremy came out with this weird cope recently. This is when it was in the middle of Miller time. And he posted this video, and this is by Smash JT. So Smash JT posted a video saying, busted, TheQuartering professes his love for Melanie Mac. And this was in regards to the vlog that came out, which is very strange. Melanie Mac was like, he's talking about how he's undying love for her and how she's the only true friend. It's not his wife and things like that. But Jeremy refuses to say Smash JT. Say his name, motherfucker. He said, a 40-plus-year-old man is churning out slop at light speed. These losers are so deranged. They are completely incapable of understanding what friendship even... Like, no, Jeremy, stop paying her money and see how long she sticks around. What a sad, hate-filled life to lead. Yeah, Melanie Mac has my back, and she's a true friend. These tards are sad. What I find fascinating about Jeremy is that everything he does, everything criticism he levies, is all projection. So Camelot, failed race car driver. Jeremy, failed RC driver. He says that people can't make money. He says that nobody watches the casino. Nobody watches his show. He says that the casino doesn't make money. They make tens of thousands of dollars. He makes like maybe $5 on his live streams. But like a sad 40-year-old plus man churning out slop at light speed. If we go over to the germinal decline, which has a new feature, which is called upload cadence, you can actually see how he's been posting. And interestingly, it seems that I think in August, he's cut down on the short posting, which you might... Yeah, so far for August, he's posted 0 shorts. Oh, no. Oh, no. Actually, if we go over to the Jeremy Hambly channel, we'll see that he's still in shorts jail. 500 views, 700 views, 700 views, 1,000. Oh, nice, 1,000. That's worth maybe a cent. Congratulations, Jeremy. But here's the thing with the germinal decline and the upload cadence is that you can search, and we'll search for July. If we go to all of his channels, because he has this tracks TheQuartering, Jeremy Hambly, Quartering Live, Quartering Vlogs, RC Nightmare, and Unsleeved Media. Jeremy has uploaded 365 videos in the last month. So he accuses Smash JT of churning out slop at light speed. This man is posting 300 fucking videos a month. On some days, this is 36 videos a day. Holy shit. The actual, like, everything is just projection. This is the only move that he has. It's his own special attack. Now, there's a fun little thing here. YouTube has begun their AI slop purge with over 130,000 AI content farm channels being deleted in 6 months. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. You got to be careful there. Got to be careful there, Jeremy. But, yeah, I mean, it's just the hypocrisy of it all. This is the worst part, is the hypocrisy. Now, I decided to go over to the TheQuartering vlog channel over on Rumble, which he's amassed an astounding 251 followers. Hey, that's the same amount of Pokemon in Gold and Silver. Biggest failure 2 days ago, 1,000 views. Oh, bro, it's bad. Even on Rumble, which like multiplies your views by like maybe 10 or something, he can barely break 1,000 views on this vlog channel. It's gonna save his career. It's over, Quartering bros. It's never been so over. All right. Now we'll go on to this Bearing video. So Bearing posted a video, a follow-up to TheQuartering called Don't Be a Pussy. However, it was age restricted 14 hours after it was released, maybe because someone reported it or maybe because G talked about double penetration. Will be throttled now. So if anyone wants to upload it, clip it, or monetize it, whatever you like, you have my full permission, link in the replies. So let's check this out. Let's see what Bearing has to say about this. And this is, I think that Bearing only ever posted one video about Jeremy. This is the second video. I think he posted multiple videos about Styx. I could be wrong about that, but let's see.
All these people that.
Oh wait, by the way. So disclaimer: don't bully. Bullying is gay.
All these people
right.
that called themselves my friends. Some of these people I had been, in my opinion, friends with for over 10 years. And for the most part, the first chance they could get to make a buck off me in a time when it was popular to do so, that's exactly what they did. I could do a 2-hour video and lay out just how much of a piece.
This is pretty good. The sad music is so sad. By the way, I want to see. Show me this 2-hour video, Jeremy. We'll do a watch party.
The garbage just about everybody I've worked with is.
Okay, I'll bite. He's talking about me in a very passive-aggressive, womanly fashion. So
he's womanly.
The TheQuartering drama continues. Now, I've only made one video about this whole thing. I've largely stayed out. I've kind of lost interest. I couldn't really give a fuck. The guy fucked up, and he's getting his licks. Surprise, fucking prize. Now, if you've got no idea what I'm talking about, you should watch this video. I think I did a pretty good...
All right, I think this is the first one he put out, right? This is a good video. And the thing is that Bearing put out such a good faith effort to be Jeremy's friend. He contacted him in DMs. He tried to get him to see the light. And then when there was no other alternative, he started posting on main and trying to actually hold his friend accountable, which is what Jeremy has claimed from the beginning that people should do, is like police their own, is the words that he used, the phrase that he used over and over and over. Is we have to police our own. But Jeremy's response to this was to delete everything backhandedly, say he was using Signal, so it was impossible to blame his editor for it. Then gaslight Bearing in DM, saying it was because Bearing was stoking the flames of hatred that this all happened. It was so strange. It was actually like a psychotic break or something. Oh, by the way, logistical nightmare with a rage quit over on Kick saying This week on The Unexplained with William Shatner, how was your weekend went? And what exactly the oranges are for? Yes, very good. Very good. All right.
Good job breaking down like the initial drama. Now, since then, the only major thing that's happened from my point of view is he sneakily deleted a podcast I did with him and Count Dankula. He did it to...
Now, there was an archive. This is the Incredible Salt Mine, TISM, which is a funny acronym. Jeremy revealed recently on his most recent vlog that he has his StreamYard. No, is it Streamlabs? Streamlabs, right? Streamlabs? Yeah. Yeah, on Streamlabs, which nobody uses to stream anymore. This is like baby's first streamers setup. He's blaming this for like not being able to stream, even though it was just because his shorts were getting copyright flagged by actual owners of the content, not like false flags or anything. But he still has the scene for the TISM. So it's still going to happen. Just 2 more weeks, Jeremy. The TISM podcast is coming back.
Try and kind of reduce the heat he was getting, I suppose. But 7 or 8 years of this podcast, right, just down the drain, just deleted. But he tried to blame me for it for some reason. Like he was saying, oh, thanks, Barry, good friend. All
right, let's see. What does it say? Jeremy, this is Bearings, obviously, in the blue. Jeremy, did you just yeet all the TISM podcast episodes? No, I've been out all day. Did we get banned? Looks like the channel is gone. Thanks for fanning the flames. Bearing, great friendship. Now, this is just... The story about this, like, if you weren't here for it, it's hard to understand just how crazy this was. So all the episodes disappeared because people were using it to clip farm with Jeremy saying ridiculous things like his shit stories. And then he said, like, he's like, what? It happened? I don't know. I was at a baseball game. I don't know about this. And then eventually he came up and said, like, well, it must have been false flagged. It must have been because I'm being abrogated. Like, he's trying to be the victim. So, like, every time he's like thinking about, how can I make myself the victim so I can say my channel's under attack and get some engagement for once in my life, or once in my life again, I guess. But then eventually, after all of the like receipts came out, because Bearing and maybe not so much Dankula, because Dankula doesn't really like drama, but it came out that Jeremy could have been the only person to do this. Eventually, he claimed it was his editor who he said hit the delete everything right away button, which apparently Jeremy has for his shorts on 6 different channels as well. He has all these like macros set up so he can hit his keyboard and just delete channels immediately. It's very strange. But then he said he was like, it was just rat editor who he said did it while he was texting while driving, while also drinking while driving, going to Wisconsin baseball game or something.
Obviously been false flagged and this is your fault. Good friend, Bearing. Like a pussy. And that's going to be the theme of this video. TheQuartering is kind of a massive pussy. He's a passive-aggressive, massive pussy. Now, I'm not going to relitigate the whole thing in this video. Like I said, watch my previous video to get caught up on the whole situation. But Jeremy recently had some words to say about me. So I think a response is appropriate. Let's have a look. Let's go.
But before we get into this, it is interesting to think that Bearing came out, called Jeremy out on his shit, posted a video, and moved on. Like this was over basically. Like this is how men usually deal with things. They set this record straight and then they move on to the next thing. This has been stewing in Jeremy's mind for months. Like I think it was 4 months ago, right? So he's been thinking about this over and over and over because he has no friends. Mr. Sellers won't come over to bang his wife anymore. The only person he talks to apparently is Melanie Mack, who he's paying $500 every show. That's $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month for a friend. It's a bit bizarre.
All these people that called themselves my friends, some of these people I had been, in my opinion, friends with for over 10 years. Talked to, knew their families, you know, celebrated the birth of their kids.
Now, he's talking about me here. There's no doubt about it. Friends for 10 years, knew their family. He knows my wife. He's spoken to my wife, celebrated the birth of their kid. That's me. And later he goes on to say, oh, just to make a single video, you know, to profit off my downfall. That's fucking me. That's me. He's just too much of a pussy to say it's me. But let's talk about the celebrating of the birth of their kids thing for a sec, Jeremy. Remember this clip?
Look, I mean, I've been open, like I'm 42. Like I'm not necessarily out of time, but like,
2 more weeks, Jeremy. It's happening. Just 2 more weeks.
It's something you think about when you get older. And
having kids is fucking great, though. It's fucking great.
Well, give me one of yours.
No.
Thanks for rubbing it in your face.
I thought we were friends. You have 2. You only need 1.
This is very normal joke.
My oldest one's autistic, but she's like Rain Man autistic. It's fucking great.
Love it. You're gonna be rich one day.
Oh, Jeremy's first thought is how he can make money off of children. Like he's just so money brained. It's crazy. Remember when they were talking about that like show with the Down syndrome kids, and he was just talking about making a zoo where he could farm autistic people and Down syndrome people, so they could run on I think about how much money they could like. He's just always thinking about how he can sell children. It's very bizarre.
She's gonna invent like an app or something.
Like that's the thing is that she's like smart as fuck autistic, and she did something scary the other day. She talks and sings and speaks all the fucking time, like constantly.
Yeah.
But she doesn't verbally communicate. She'll take your hand and lead you somewhere and everything, right?
Yeah.
However, we've recently figured out that she understands every single fucking thing that we're saying and knows what we're saying. And it's terrifying. Like we've even had like staff at the speech and language clinic going, she knows what we're talking about.
Yeah,
yeah, she's
your
smart.
daughter was asking about what double penetration was. I don't.
Wait. It's the retard train.
Well, where he got that?
I mean, you can hear those chicks audibly.
Look at these fucking. Oh, I love the kick stickers. They're so good. Oh shit! I didn't follow up on my promise of making that retarded exclamation mark sticker. I'll do it after the stream.
Gasp!
Where he got that?
So now, here's the thing. There is a charitable interpretation of this joke, and I can understand a dark joke. I can understand an edgy joke and everything like that. The thing is that Jeremy is so clinically unfunny that he failed in every aspect of there.
Let's break down what just happened. Dankula, Jeremy's dear friend of 10 years. And by the way, Dankula's going to fucking hate. I mean, he's probably going to hate that I've brought him up here. He doesn't like drama, but I'm sure he'll forgive me. Please forgive me, Dank. But Dankula is describing how proud he is of his non-verbal autistic daughter for making the progress that she's made. And you can see it on Dankula's face. He's so fucking proud.
Yeah, because, you know, Dankula, he's an edgy boy, but he has a soul, which is something that Jeremy doesn't have, which is very funny, considering he's such, he's trying to grift on this like Christian thing, but Jeremy literally is a soulless amorphous blob that just rolls downhill to the path of least resistance to earn money.
Face lights up when he's describing this,
like
and I know the feeling. I can relate. I've never told anyone on the internet this except for Dankula. I mean, there's never been a reason to. But when Dankula describes his daughter, he could be describing my daughter. My daughter is autistic, ASD level 3, mostly non-verbal. She's incredibly smart and outgoing, and one of the happiest kids you'll ever meet. But yeah, ASD level 3, mostly non-verbal. She's 6 years old. She's in intensive speech therapy and occupational therapy, and she's making really good progress. And when you have a kid that faces challenges like that, when they make progress, when they make some progress, you are honestly, look, like it's indescribable, the fucking pride that you feel. And that's what you can.
It's very wholesome from someone that like a lot of people see Baring as like an internet bully who goes after the he's harassing the SJW, which is not really, obviously. That's like a very wholesome moment. Like I wasn't expecting that. That's a very like vulnerable thing to expose the internet as a channel like yours.
See on Dankula's face. Like, as I said, my daughter is 6 years old. She's probably got the verbal capabilities of like a 3-year-old, say a 3.5-year-old. She just started saying, I love you, daddy, in the last like year. You know what I mean? So when they make
it's actual like making me like feel something. My icy cold heart is melting.
These steps, it's such a good moment. And he's portraying this pride to his dear friend of 10 years. And what does Jeremy fucking say? Oh, she was asking me about double penetration. You realize you're a fucking prick, right? Like if one of my friends said that to my face, they'd probably get a fucking backhander. Now let me just clarify. I think what Jeremy was trying to do is he was trying to be funny. See, on the TISM...
Well, that's the thing is Jeremy's always trying to be funny. He's always trying to be successful. He's always trying to be popular, but it's just not working for him.
The podcast that Jeremy deleted when my daughter was born, I think the chat sort of had a running joke of, you know, let's
what is that one? Like all of their shows have like the theme.
When my daughter was born, I think
all of their shows have like these animated, like the little, I guess, femme avatars or something. I don't know. I never really watched this show, the TISM. It looks interesting though. It's where all the Walmart stories happen apparently. But then they just got one thumbnail. It's like Nick Rekieta arrest and the clown world re-upload. She just got him in his Jamaican fucking tank top.
The chat sort of had a running joke of, you know, let's start the 18-year countdown. You know, it was a fucking skeezy internet joke. And it was something you'd expect from a fucking live chat, you know what I mean? And so that sort of became a joke. When Dankula's kids were born, the joke came up again. And so Jeremy was trying to sort of do that. But there's a big fucking difference between randos on the internet saying, oh, 18-year-old fucking countdown, and your dear friend of 10 years saying, oh, she was telling me about double penetration. button after he was telling you about how proud he was of the progress she'd made. Now, Dan kind of laughed this whole thing off because he was being a polite guest. He didn't want to make...
This is actually a reoccurring thing with Jeremy as well, is Jeremy says these things and like people just give him a pass. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like with Hannah Claire when he called her a bitch like live, and he's like, she just like shakes it off knowing that Jeremy's just like nothing. Like nobody takes him seriously. He's always a laughing stock.
Make waves, I kind of understand that. But like I said, Jeremy, if you were my friend and you were in front of me and you said something like that, back of my fucking hand. I mean, this incident was even written about by Luther Morgan in his...
Bering has the physical copy. Luther Morgan's book. Holy shit. Maybe I should get the physical copy too, just because it's a good prop as well. I mean, I've already read the PDF version on my Kindle. It was a good read, honestly. Check it out. It's on Amazon and also Walmart, unlike Coffee Brand Coffee.
Book, the lolcow book. There's a whole fucking page.
Yeah, Luther's been getting W's all over the place recently.
On it. By the way, check out Amazon. I think it's on Amazon. It's a good read. But this has been published, Jeremy. My point is, you don't know our families. You're not close with us like that, or me and my family at the very least. You're
like, Jeremy oversells his relationship with everybody. He's like, I was there at the birth of your child, Bering. How dare you make fun of me on the internet? How dare you tell me to hold myself accountable? How dare you say I'm hypocritical? But like, it's always like this. Like, I made you. I was there. I was part of everything. He's like, does he believe it though? I often wonder about this when I'm thinking about Jeremy's and like making shows and stuff like that. It's like, does Jeremy actually believe the lies that he tells himself and the internet? I think that he's so deranged he has to. Because I don't know how you would live yourself otherwise. Like this nonsense about other people being like slot merchants, failed, childless, or like all this stuff. I think that it's just Jeremy honestly believes he's living his best life or something. Because how could you look at yourself in the mirror if that wasn't the case? It's really, really sad to think about, honestly. I'm not sure who's more sad, Styx or Jeremy, honestly. Probably Jeremy. Because it seems like at least Styx is probably unable to change his position, which is sad. But like Jeremy has all the tools to make his life better. Like he's got all these gym equipment set up, everything. It's just never going to happen because you have to have dedication and work to actually work out. Like that's what is really crazy though, when you think about it. This man had every opportunities in life and he threw it all away. And I hate to be like a media literacy referencer, but it is like that episode of House of the Dragon, which I mentioned last time, where no spoilers, but like, you know, the king and what is his name? The guy that the clubfoot guy, very strong, is talking about the king, and the king's like, that damn Aemond, he had the best tutors. He was mother's favorite. He was a genius at High Valyrian. Like, and then there's like the guy's like, you had every opportunity in life. You were the firstborn son, richer than any man in the realm. A dragon so beautiful it was named after the sun and yourself. And you were still a terrible king. But worse than that, you were a terrible man. And you're still a terrible man. It's like, it's all his fault because of his own mediocrity and laziness. And that's exactly what Jeremy's like. He's basically lived like a king with thousands, hundreds and millions of dollars perhaps. And he threw it all away for what? He's childless. He's going broke. He's a laughing stock. Everyone's turned on him, or at least everyone's exposing that they were never friends with him, or they don't give a shit about him. And he's just sitting there wallowing in a mire of his own creation. Maybe it reminds me of that old demotivator. You're like, you know, where it's like the sinking ship. Those posters they used to do, demotivators. This is an old meme from the internet. And they would say, maybe your purpose in life is to serve as an example to other people. And that may be Jeremy's case.
You're a fucking prick. Let's continue.
And for the most part, the first chance...
Hold on a second. This is good. Hairless and airless. I like that. That's very funny. Take off the hat, Jeremy. Oh, he's outside. He's allowed to wear a hat. Okay. You're not allowed to wear hats inside. That's haram.
Get to make a buck off me in a time when it was popular to do so. That's exactly what they did. And hey, Baba.
And this statement is kind of ridiculous because I don't think that Bering's video was motivated by money at all. It was motivated by having ethics and standing up against things that you said that the left should stand up against, is like policing their own. This is exactly what Jeremy's advocated for. But when it happens to him, it's not okay. This has got this weird idea about loyalty where you have to defend everyone even when they're doing a bad thing.
Hucky, don't knock that over. But
Ruby.
Oh, okay. This person might be watching on replay because turkeys are native to America. Oh, is that right? Okay. I used to be able to do a pretty good turkey call. I don't know.
But I mean, you could just say nothing too during.
Wouldn't that be advantageous though, Jeremy? For when you're the one that's doing everything bad, everyone just shut up and let you keep grifting, keep stealing, keep getting away with all of this nonsense behind the scenes, gaslighting, destroying people's careers, taking down channels, taking away people's livelihoods.
Times of tumultuous stuff.
Yeah, I could have said nothing, but that would make me a massive hypocrite, wouldn't it, Jeremy? See, when Matt Jarbo flagged down all those motherfuckers, we all said something. That's shithouse behavior. Now,
Jeremy was actually on the Matt Jarbo stream as well. And I think he put out a video dedicated to Matt Jarbo saying, this is what you need to do is like come clean and just admit that you made a mistake, fucked up, and you're moving on. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Now you fucked up. No, wait, that's not even the right wording. You were intentionally and arrogantly malicious. You tried to destroy the livelihoods of people. You tried to destroy someone's YouTube channel. And what me and a few other people you called friends did is simply police our own.
I would be completely fine with all of everything that's going on, even though we may disagree on certain things. If they would police their own, there are lots of problems in each community. And
this is so devastating for Jeremy. Like all of like this backlog, the Jeralize is like done so much damage to his credibility. Not that he had very much to begin with. Wait, Manny gifted 1,000 kicks saying Babylon 5 channel on YouTube. JMS posted a video. What? Is this Manny? What does this have to do with it? Is it just you like Babylon 5? I mean, I like Babylon 5. It was a pretty good show. I liked Kosh. What are they? The Vorlons or something? He was cool. They had that cool ship. It's like a squid. And he had like a little iris for an eye. It was pretty based.
nobody ever really wants to seem to police their own. They have shown that they won't police their own. So rather than police their own, they don't police their own, meaning they don't get bad faith actors out of their groups. I wish they would police their own a little bit more. What has to happen is they have to police their own.
And if I wanted to make a buck off you, Jeremy, I would have made a lot more than one video or two now. I could have made a lot of money off you. Look.
Yeah, it could be like me and make a bunch of Jeremy videos, even though I promised that the Jeremy stuff's going to stop, but it just keeps rolling. Like, I do mean to cover other topics except for Jeremy. It's just that people, first of all, people love the Jeremy stuff. You got to give the people what they want. But it seems like he's stepping on rakes every other day. I'm going to try and limit it to the vlog coverage and as a sub segment of the shows, but you never know because he just keeps finding ways to destroy himself. It's very, just when you think he's fallen as far as he can go, it's like the next floor breaks and there's like another sub basement he falls into.
Look at people like Luther Morgan. Look at people like Don Flurgandy.
Oh,
those
good
guys have
shout-outs.
started what could be very lucrative YouTube careers off.
This is very true. This is very true. It's so funny because like in Luther's case, he was just sort of covering a variety of lolcows in his book. I think he covers Boogie, iDubbbz, Rekieta, Jeremy, and I want to say one other person, maybe Styx. There's like 5 people in his book, I think. Maybe more, maybe one more. But he was just like putting out his book. He sent it around to a bunch of people that were doing shows like mine, and it was good. But then he started putting out these videos, and he's really taking off. Like I said today, I'm pretty sure he was over 1,500 people live stream, which is a very lucrative career for a streamer if you can keep those numbers going. Which is funny because that's more than Jeremy has actually. Like Luther's content gets more views than Jeremy, like real views, obviously, not the fake paid for views and not the Rumble views. Luther is getting better reach than a man with 2 million subscribers now. Don Flurgandy absolutely exploded out of nowhere and has one of my favorite shows now. It's unfortunate because Don Flurgandy's show is so good. It makes it harder for me to do my show because I'm too busy watching his show. And then I don't want to steal his jokes, even though I steal a little bit, of course. That's why they call me memecopium. Got him.
Your downfall. And
also stole that joke as well.
fucking power to him. You did the same thing with Brie Larson, for fuck's sake. But I don't know if it's this like pulling up the ladder sort of thing. But like I said, you've become arrogant and a prick. I was thinking about it just after all this happened, right? And I think your fucking problem is that you've developed what I call media company syndrome. See, you.
All right, what is this? A progressive condition affecting content creators in which sustained algorithmic success induces the delusion that one is an institution rather than a block. In a spare or a bloke in a spare bedroom talking into a foam covered stick. I don't have a foam covered stick. I've got a pop stopper. It's a foam covered disc. Symptoms include referring to yourself in the plural. We are excited. Like I'm going to be honest. I say this all the time. I use the royal we quite a bit. It's a bad habit of mine. And when I say we or they, people think that I'm trying to respect people's pronouns. It's just because I'm retarded. But I do this all the time. The sudden appearance of head of partnerships who are in fact a mate from school, and the belief that one has a brand identity instead of a webcam and opinion. Very true. Like, people get on their like high horses and think like, you see it particularly in Twitch, like people like Hassan and Destiny and all that, like that sort of stuff.
You had a YouTube channel and you got very successful. You got like,
unironically, Don Fogarty actually does look like a media company. Like, he's got this whole, like, if you haven't seen his show, it's basically like a parody of Anchorman. It's very good. It's a great theme for reporting on internet nonsense. I love that show.
1 million subscribers. You got 2 million subscribers. You got a fuckload of views. And all of that happened because you were relatable. See, a lot of people post quartering drama ask me what did anyone ever fucking see in Jeremy? And the answer is you were relatable. You were just a fat guy from fucking Wisconsin. You played with cards, you bitched about movies, that sort of thing. You're just some guy in his spare bedroom talking shit.
This is a big part of it. He was like relatable to this like archetype of like fat person that plays Magic the Gathering into their 40s. Sorry, I don't want to offend anyone. It is what it is. But there's one more thing, is that Jeremy was so milquetoast that he was able not to get banned. While he loved to claim that his channel's under attack and all of this like stuff, he never really got deplatformed in the way that other people did, like Mr. Medica or the Killstream or Warski, like any of these people that got like banned off of all these different platforms. Jeremy was the one person left, so he was able to really capitalize on this space because he just had no competition. And this is like a reoccurring thing in his story as well, because he had one of like the first moving advantages in the Magic the Gathering community with these unboxing videos. But he simply can't compete with those people anymore because they put up better content. Because it's just more entertaining. Like, he tried to start his Unsleeved Media empire back up, couldn't even get that channel monetized. He spent tens of thousands of dollars on legacy cards trying to make this thing happen. But you just need to be good. Jeremy just can't compete. That's why he has to take people down. He has to remove the competition rather than get better. He sees the mountaintop, and rather than climb to the top, he wants to cut the mountain down to his level.
Just like the rest of us, just like the Keno Casino, just like Yellow Flash, just like Camelot, and you're still just a prick in his spare bedroom talking shit into a microphone. But you've kind of developed this belief that you're like a media company now. You've got all this stuff.
The thing is, it's not that he believes that he is a media company. He desires this. This is the one thing that he really wants to be. And that's taken seriously. That's why he tried to start like, Exclusively Games. He wants to be a real game journalist company. And then the Publica, he wants to be a real news company. Or even Coffee Brand Coffee, he wants to be a real Coffee Brand Coffee. He wants to be a real coffee company. He has this obsession with legitimacy, which is interesting for a man that is airless. But I think that all of this boils down to self-hate. He hates being called TheQuartering. It's like, oh, it's a silly internet name. Oh, you can't take him seriously. He's TheQuartering. He's just been spending hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to prove that he's a real boy. He's a real coffee company. He's a real games news. He's real, what was the other one? Political stuff. And it's sad because his lasting legacy is going to be that guy that flagged down people's channels and nobody cares about or takes seriously. It really is a hell of his own creation, and you get what you fucking deserve. So maybe the girl bros in chat were right that karma is real, even though I didn't believe it.
If you're a big important motherfucker. Now, there's nothing wrong with having staff. There's nothing wrong with having editors and that sort of shit. But you became so big and so arrogant and so media company brained that you thought your shit didn't stink. And it very much does fucking stink. That's why you thought you could silence people who were being mean to you on the internet. But if people wanted to watch a media company like Fox News, then they'd watch Fox News. People tune into YouTube, for the most part, to watch a motherfucker with a microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom. And as a fellow motherfucker with...
And I think, I don't want to cut off Bearing here, but he's going to say something very insightful, I'm sure. But I think that now more than ever, people are really craving this authentic kind of experience. And I think Jeremy knows this too, because he's even mentioned how he wants to do his vlogs in a way that is more relatable, like with less editing and less things that make it more look like it's a production rather than just a dude. But then the irony is he's hired this UK guy to do these like cringe edits where it's like the swipe effect is like, and you see he's like spent $6,000 on this walking machine he never uses. It's really, it's almost as if he knows how to fix his problems, but he refuses to act on it. But I guess that is a lolcow symptom as well.
The microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom, I am going to call you out and tell you the truth.
They're not your friend if they're not willing to call out bad behavior. That's what real friends do. Real friends don't expect their other friends to be in lockstep with them. Real friends interrupt you when you're making a mistake. Join a community of people that wants you there and will tell you the truth as they see it. Not act like a spoiled brat.
Let's continue.
Now, I'm not talking about my viewers, but I'm talking about other content creators who are all snakes.
By the way, like this idea that all content creators are snakes, I personally don't believe it. I mean, I'm sure I would say that the snake occurrence is the same as real life, where it's like 50% of the people in real life are shit people anyway. I think that's how it works. Now, of course, in certain fields like internet blood sports and things like that, there's probably a higher instance of snakes, which is maybe what Jeremy's talking about. But I've met a lot of people on the internet. They've become my friends, both online and IRL. And I think if you choose your friends correctly, you don't have to worry about it that much. Just the thing is, all of these people that are actually like Jeremy, who's actual like a honest to God clout chaser, because clout is the most important thing to Jeremy. I think maybe even more than money, he cares about that because that's what the shorts are for. The shorts are for getting view numbers and subscribers, but they don't bring in money. Jeremy admitted that he only gets $30 per million shorts, but he's uploading shorts now that are getting less than 1,000 views. So not even making a cent on that, but they do bring in the subscribers and the views. So he can lie to people like Rex Jones and say that he's got like 20 million views. But yeah, he's so obsessed with this idea of clout. That's why he refuses very childlessly. Sorry, not childlessly, although he is childless. Very childishly. That's why he refuses to name people like Camelot or Smash JT or Yellow Flash or anyone, because he's afraid that they get like even a second of clout from him. Although maybe he's also afraid that his audience will actually go there and see what they're saying and then realize that Jeremy's just full of shit.
Could do a 2-hour video and lay out just how much of a piece of garbage just about everybody I've worked with is.
Well, then what?
Do it.
Why don't you fucking do it? Stop being a pussy. For fuck's sake, you've got this mentality that like everyone snaked you. I didn't snake you. I came to you privately. Before I made that initial video, I came to you and I said, what the fuck is going on here? Care to explain? And you're like...
The thing is, Jeremy's the one common denominator here. He's been snaked by 109 different content creators, but somehow they're all the problem.
Lied to me. All you did was fucking lie to me. I even told you I was going to address it. I told you I was going to make a video. And after the fact, I'm some massive asshole. I didn't do anything I didn't tell you I was going to do. Stop being a bitch. If you've got dirt on people and you want to get revenge, then fucking do it. Reveal all. I don't give a shit. Because I, for the most part, am not a prick. And whatever you release is going to show that. Jeremy, do you hang out with many men? Like, do you have real...
No, he doesn't. He actually just surrounds himself with women. Which is a red flag. It's a big red flag. Because that's what he craves the attention from both mummy figures and potential girlfriend figures. We don't know how good we had with the Hannah Claire, like, stern faces chat. Those Hannah Claire face stickers are going to come back one day. I hope you've been saving them up. They're going to be like Charizards going forward.
Friends in real life who are men, because what you're doing right now is very female coded. Like, I haven't thought about this shit for fucking months, and all of a sudden you pop back up having a subtle passive aggressive crack at something that was like a moment months ago. It just seems like very womanly behavior, like someone who probably wouldn't get along with men. Like, I tell my mates the truth all the time. It's what blokes do.
Well, Jeremy can't take criticism, and this is one thing, is that men usually tell you straight what they think about you. I mean, at least I think that that's what men say. And Jeremy actually just seethes every time people call him out on anything because he's a child. He's a child that always had to have his favorite toy, and his parents gave it to him, apparently.
Thing. A disagreement isn't the end of the world. It doesn't mean I want you to die or something. I don't think you like being told the truth. And I think there's proof. See, Luke started telling you the truth, and all of a sudden, miraculously, mysteriously, Luke's off the fucking show.
I respect people's time, and I don't want to bullcrap them. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to tell you stuff that isn't going to come out to be true just because it makes you feel good. Like, a real friend tells you the truth, right?
Right.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
a real friend tells you the hard stuff that you're not wanting to hear. They're going to tell you, put that soda down. You know, they're going to tell you, like, hey, you got to take care of yourself, right?
The crazy thing with Luke is that not only did Luke get out at the right time, it's insane how good he got out. Actually, where was I going with this? I kind of like had a brain fart there. But Jeremy talks about how he was such a good like friend to Luke, and how people were making fun of Luke in the chat, and that he would never indulge in such a snakely behavior. But he was one of the biggest A-logs of Luke on his own show. And then when I guess the check was due, he had to decide whether he wants another woman on the show or just get rid of the guy that's like giving him criticism.
So I prefer those people in my life. If you just want a show just to like be entertained and like, you know, be lied to and told sweet little nothings. I mean, you know, you're also a person that probably believes that strippers really like you too.
Yeah, so I reckon that.
Uh-oh, that's a very salient comment there.
That moment right there is why Luke's gone. I mean, he's gone because of money troubles, but you know, he had to pick one. And Luke was his least favorite because he told him the truth. And he's not a fucking yes man like Melanie Mack.
Also, he doesn't have tits, so he has to go.
Like literally, she's a yes man or a yes woman. All she does is say, that's good, Jeremy.
It was just
That's not true. She also says, I'm Tiger.
that one day, and I think it might have been that I just hadn't eaten anything.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting anxiety about it, which made it worse. And but other than that, that was over a week ago now. So this week has been good. I survived a bachelor party. I did have a few of the ladies' White Claws.
She's an annoying.
Wait, so first of all, he's just admitting that he's breaking his keto diet at the bachelor's party. But that is a devastating clip for Mel, where she's just, yeah. She is just the puppet you pull the string on.
Woman who turns up because you pay her $500 a fucking episode or something. I mean, Luke really hit the nail on the head with the thinking strippers like you thing. It's basically what's going on. Now, there was also this little number.
That's also like a reoccurring theme with these locales as well. The strippers actually do love me. They call me Anaconda. It's true.
About a month ago, I saw a clip on Twitter. I thought, that's fucking me. He's talking about me. I couldn't be fucked responding, but we're here now. Let's do it.
Now, you could talk about certain quote unquote internet friends that I thought I had over the years that were willing to turn on you for $100.
Jeremy, it wasn't $100. It was $735. And
let's fucking go. Cha-ching. By the way, this is a fascinating detail that I noticed. Because obviously Jeremy talks about how people are betraying him for like chump change. $700, that's pretty good. I don't know if this is Australian dollars or American dollars. Let's assume it's American dollars. So Jeremy actually does a sneaky self-felt here, because he assumes that 100K views equals $50. And if you like, obviously there's like the ratio between like 50 to 100, etc. for like that. But basically he thinks like, what is it? 1,000 views equals $1 on YouTube, which is less than like Gamers Earn basically on YouTube. Now, a few vlogs ago, Jeremy talked about how he'll get 1 million views on a short and it'll make $30. In my experience, 1 million views on a short is closer to $200 or like $150, something like that. So Jeremy's earning a fraction on his shorts. But what's more concerning to me, as a advocate of YouTube analytics researching and shit like that, I don't know. Whatever. I love the back end stuff. I love the business discussions. Nobody else likes it but me, but whatever. He claimed that he was making $1,000 to $2,000 on 1 million viewed video. In my experience, 1 million, and this is across multiple channels and multiple genres, 1 million views is at least $10,000. Or in my case, it was when I got 1 million views on a travel video, it was $17,000, which is pretty good money. But Jeremy's making apparently a third of what other people make on shorts, obviously because of his low retention, but a tenth of what other people are making. So he kind of like incriminates himself here by thinking that Bearing would only possibly make $50. So by this logic, we can kind of assume that Jeremy's making $50 per 100,000 views. And I wonder if you plug that into the Jeralizer, you obviously minus away his shorts, look at his actual long form views, we can probably come pretty close to the figure that Camelot exposed when Jeremy called, I assume, Rekieta drunk out of his mind, where he exposed that he was only making $3,000 a month on his YouTube channel. That kind of really does match up when you think about it, or at least very close to that, if you take away his like editor costs and things like that. So he's making no money. He's working, by his words, 14 hours a day. I don't believe that. I mean, scrolling your phone does not work. But he's working all day, by his own words. He's stealing 300 videos a month, and he's not even making 3,000. Just get a job. Just get a job. It's insane how his YouTube expert, marketing sheriff, CEO, like God, who he claims to be, is so terrible at what other people can do. He just has no idea. And he exposes himself, like, he has such base level knowledge of everything he talks about. What's the word when someone's like they start doing a hobby? Is it Dunning-Kruger? Where you like know a little bit about a subject and you think you're an expert? Because when you look at his review, like, he's like, well, you got to get the Osmo Pocket 3, and you got to do your vlogs, and you make maybe $30 a short and $1,000 a million. Like, it's like stuff you see 10 years ago when you're like looking up how to start a YouTube on YouTube or something. It's called Joshua Kruger. Very funny. Very funny. Anyway, I just thought this was a fun detail that Jeremy has no idea what everyone else is making. And this is largely because his retention is so bad as well. That's one thing you have to remember, is that not only is he paying for views, which kind of like tanks your algorithmic reach because of the way that YouTube works with its promote feature, but also people are only watching his 10-minute videos for at most a minute, which is dog shit. And YouTube doesn't pay by click, it pays by watch time duration, essentially. It's kind of like session time, but you know what it is. We got Violet joined as a new member. She's obviously very keen to see that, to see the Disney vlog.
79 cents. And you know where that 700...
Right, I'll go back a bit so that Baron can have his full sentence here.
Talk about certain quote-unquote internet friends that I thought I had over the years that are willing to turn on you for $100.
Jeremy, it wasn't $100. It was $735 and 79 cents. And you know where that $735 and 79 cents went? It didn't go towards a Cybertruck. It didn't go towards like 10 grand worth of kids playing cars. It didn't go towards a $30,000 saltwater aquarium or a fucking dog track or what.
No, I think I got to call out Bering here. He made a mistake.
Cars. It didn't go towards...
I'm pretty sure this is a freshwater aquarium, actually, Bering. See, these seem to be tetras, and they're a freshwater, I believe, Amazon River fish. The saltwater aquarium is actually around the corner. He has both a freshwater and a saltwater aquarium. Also, he has... I don't know. I lost my mind when I saw Jeremy's 2-story hermit crab enclosure, which had the hamster wheels for the hermit crabs to run on in both the first floor and the second floor. His hermit crabs have more gyms than Jeremy. Actually, that's not true now because Jeremy's setting up gyms in every room of his house.
A $30,000 saltwater aquarium or a fucking dog track or whatever the fuck you flex on.
He spent $1,600 on this ramp.
On your audience. It went into a high growth index fund for my daughter. So in 30 years time when I'm old and feeble and fucked, that $735 and 79 cents will be my daughter's 15 odd grand. I mean, that's not a bad couple of hours work if you ask me. But that's besides the point.
That's unironically based and reasonable pilled. Putting your money into a high interest savings account for your children, absolutely big W for Bering here.
I didn't make that video to make a profit. I made that video because it should have been made. See, there's no cabal here, Jeremy. There's no conspiracy. There's no fuck Jeremy plot. What's happened here is really simple. A bunch of your peers called you a prick because you were being a prick. And now you're taking passive aggressive jabs at people like a pussy. I even offered several times to jump on a live stream on your channel and discuss this whole thing. If you're being treated unfairly, if we're all wrong, if this is some sort of conspiracy against you, let's get it out in the open. But you won't do that because you're a... You know what I'm going to say.
Lucky Lime says some bad news for Bering's inflation dollary dues. Have fun with that inflation, Bering. He's into inflation. Who was that guy with the bear? Like, who was the blue bear with the hat that was actually unironically into inflation? Dodson or something? You know who I'm talking about. This is a very esoteric meme.
But here's the thing, Jeremy. You don't have to be a pussy. This is a choice you're making. You could confront this whole thing. You could man up and address everything. Being a pussy is not an immutable characteristic. It's just a choice. Just choose not to be a pussy. The offer's still open, by the way. Let's do it.
Is that true? Can you just choose not to be a pussy? Can we get a fact check on this? Like, this is the thing, is all Jeremy's decisions in life just take one thing: conviction. He can stop being fat tomorrow if he stops eating. If he does the fork put downs and stops drinking, he'll stop being fat. He can stop being a pussy if he stops engaging with this. He can apologize and be the bigger man. Like, isn't contrition one of the Christian virtues, Jeremy? Not that he would know anything about that.
But most of those people that did that match the stories about what I heard about them behind the scenes.
Such as?
You know, people that would sell you out at your lowest moment.
What are these like nebulous claims? It's like, oh, I heard that guy's a bad guy. Just trust me. I won't tell you what it's about. You just have to, oh, I knew this person was a snake from day one. Now, he's kind of talking about Sydney Watson here, I believe, as well, because he claimed that she was like, I don't know, like catty or something like that. And then there was there's some group DMs were leaked where they're just complaining about him being a shit boss because he forces people to listen to feet stories and diarrhea stories. Like everyone's, it's obvious for everyone to see that working with Jeremy is ridiculous. And apparently only Melanie Mack, the person that eats literally butter to the point where she goes to the hospital, can stomach his nonsense.
To make a single video and profit from it.
It's 2 videos now.
You could always kind of tell. And
again, this is just so hypocritical. This man made his entire bank out of internet drama and like movie drama and culture war drama, Gamergate, all of that. He made 283 videos on Brie Larson. He's like, how dare you make a video about me? He really does want to have his cake and eat it. Not because he's fat, just because he's greedy and thinks he can. Look at the disdain on his face, thinking about how people can't. How dare you make fun of me?
I'm not going to name names, but they know who they are.
Wait, so you're telling me that you could always tell that I was like some massive asshole and you just never did anything about it? I think that is pathetic.
Like, obviously this is not true, but if Jeremy's to be believed here, he knew that Bering was a snake for 10 years and then continued to be his friend and pretend to be his friend for 10 years on a podcast. If you're pretending to be someone's friend just for financial benefit and just because you want to keep your show going, doesn't that make you a snake and spineless? Wouldn't you want to stand up for your virtues and say, no, I don't want to be on a show with you? He's like, no, I'll just keep this going for 10 years, even though I knew you were a snake. Like, it's ridiculous. And he expects people to believe this.
Cope. You just don't like being confronted with the truth, and now you're all salty about it. You're on your period. If you want to be like internet enemies, Jeremy, that's fine. I got no problem with having internet enemies. It's actually quite profitable. The retarded feminists of like the mid-2010s basically paid off my mortgage. But you know what's really fucking...
Jeremy could use some proper internet enemies, actually, because he does need that money. He really, really needs it.
Sad man. At least the retarded feminists had the nutsack to say my name. Anyway, that's about me done. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below or at my Twitter. It's at bear_ing. All right, I'll catch you later. Ta-ta. Bye.
Good video by Bering. Nice to see. Now, I actually decided to have a little look at Melanie Mack's Butter Maniac channel, and like she claims that she's like rich and she doesn't need any help and things from Jeremy. She doesn't need his money, and she started this new channel. Let's actually have a look how it's going. Don't worry, I won't subject you to too much of us talking about this, but she's able to get 700 subscribers. She has less subscribers than we have live viewers right now. That's actually crazy. I thought she was a big deal. Now, she did get 18,000 views on her first video, which is pretty good for her first video. Next video, 5 days ago, 700 views. The Ariana Grande is too skinny and we need to taco about it. Oh no. She got some shorts here as well. I quit carnivore. I made vegans mad. 1,000 views. I'm not falling for it. All right, let's subject ourselves to one short Melanie Mack video.
I ain't falling for that super skinny propaganda we're seeing everywhere.
This woman looks like Eugenia Cooney
In Hollywood and all of that. I know they're trying to make it a thing. You see these already slim celebrities.
You can see her skeleton poking out from this makeup. You can see, she's like Skeletor. And like she's caked up. She's caked up with all this foundation. How could this
things?
How could this woman playback speed? You can just press a button here? That's crazy. I didn't know you could do this. Oh, this is a vidIQ feature. Interesting. How could a woman that eats butter look like this? Doesn't make any sense.
In them poking and making them not hungry anymore and making them even more skinny. And
I can see the texture in her skull under the makeup.
You know, in theory, as women, we kind of have this in our subconscious anyway of like, oh, I just want to be the smallest version of myself. I just want to be that. But then you see someone in Hollywood who actually does it and you're like,
I mean, yeah, these Hollywoods, they do look worse than her, I guess. That's the one thing I can say.
Are they okay? That looks weird. I hope they're okay.
I gotta say, like, Melanie is the most snake-coated person I've ever seen. Like, she actually does look like she has snake eyes in this, doesn't she? And she's got the physique of a snake, too. Because she's about a head wide, which is what snakes are.
It's just not
They're just
gonna
all,
work.
like, heads
the
and
more
neck.
I see it, and I think it's going to have a reverse effect. Because the more we're seeing it, the more we're like, that ain't it. 'Cause
You know what's weird is that she doesn't have her choker on today, which, as I've mentioned before, is a black belt and sucking dick. But like, she kind of looks like she's naked without the choker. Have you noticed that?
why would you want
Like, it's like when Donald Duck is wearing a when Donald Duck wraps a towel around his waist or something, he's not wearing his shirt. You know?
to look like this?
I don't know where I
When
was
you
going with
can
that.
look
I'll be
like
honest.
this.
Then why don't you look like this, Melanie?
Or like this. Or that.
By the way, this woman led a crusade against women being too sexy in video games. But then her go-to examples for what beauty is literally women's in video games. Like, are these all, like, there's not a real woman here. Why doesn't she post like a real woman? These are all like, I assume these are game characters. They're all 3D generated. Maybe she's just looking at source filmmaker porn.
Like
or something. I don't
this.
know. Like this is like a fighting game, right? Like this is like Tekken or Street Fighter or something.
Or that.
And I assume this again is another video game. Like, this woman led the Guna Gate Crusade. It's all so damn hypocritical, guys.
Those just seem a lot better to me.
They do. So why don't you look like that?
You still get lean, but in a healthy way. And you can actually eat. To me, it's a no-brainer.
I mean, she's a no-brainer. Anyway, that's it for that. Oh, buddy. But good video by... That's all the Melanie I'll subject you to today. I'm actually running out of things to talk about. We might have to end the stream at just over a tiny PP stream of only 2 hours. How embarrassing. Because the only thing I've got left on my tabs is the Spanking Exorcist story, which is just like a light story I thought I would like end the stream off on. A Japanese developer released a free apology game where players can spank him after his butt-slapping horror game was delayed. He's like, Melanie, you could be looking like this. Is this the games that she wants to look like? He spent a month discussing whether Spanking Exorcist was too sexual for Steam before finally launching it 6 days late. Let's take a real quick look at the Spanking Exorcist game. Japan has gone too far. 2 wasn't enough.
Momojiri Danchi.
I actually showed this to my girlfriend this morning and she was cracking up when she saw this.
ここはとある強大な未練を抱えた人妻幽霊が集う場所。その未練とは
Wait a second. What's in this blog?
思いっきりスパンキングされたかったというものだ。俺の名は尻畑伊代とこの世ならざる者の
Just think about it. Big booty bitches.
専門家俗に言うスパンキング
For some reason, summer is Halloween coded in Japan. So whenever they have fireworks festivals, they always tell spooky stories. I don't know, like Halloween isn't the spooky time in Japan. It's actually summer for some reason. And I think the Japanese theory is that if you tell spooky stories, it cools you down during summer. Spanking Exorcist. There you go. There's all the gooners in chat can enjoy that. Don't say I never did anything for you. Alrighty, guys. Big sandwich is being thrust upon me. Maybe we can do a gaming stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. But apparently there's a new dinosaur released in the aisle. Might have to check out the Oviraptor. We can steal eggs. Just like life has stolen eggs from Jeremy and Melanie. That's all I got for you today, actually. I'm going to end the show. People are going to be making fun of me for doing a 2-hour stream. But big support, huge support, in fact, from this stream. We got Professor Sideburns with a $2 New Zealand dollars says, your content isn't even a job, Jeremy. It's true, it's not. But let me see if there's anyone to restream to. If you just indulge me for a few more seconds. Maybe you can go watch my vlog. It's on the pinned comment on both YouTube and Kick for 24 hours. That's all you got to watch it. Before then, it becomes YouTube members only. Hope you enjoyed my Disney adult time. It was so fucking hot. It was like 40 fucking degrees, 100% humidity. I can't see anyone I know streaming on Kick. Is there anyone I know streaming on YouTube?
Hello, mister.
Well, I know that's a dinosaur video. That's not a stream. I don't see anyone. I guess I'm just not sharing the love today, unfortunately. All right, guys. That's it. Peace. I'll play wait, go to Dragon's Treasure. Go buy some tea with Dragon's Treasure. I need tea money. Go use code COPE. We'll play the Jerkanicus to get you out. Bye-bye, chat. Have a good weekend. See you maybe tomorrow.
From the moment I understood the weaknesses of my flesh, it disgusted me. I claimed the strength and certainty of pop messiah, watching his sermons from home